5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What is going on, everybody? We are deep into the Vikings offseason. Not really that
deep into.
Anyway, Vikings are in their offseason. Obviously, it's not quite the offseason yet, as playoffs are still ongoing. But yeah, first off, let's just start out talking about that. What did you guys think of Super Wild Card Weekend? I thought overall kind of disappointing. Wasn't a lot of really good football, not a lot of fun football to watch.
Let me hit up our boys real quick. We got Gary, our guy in the building. Love you, boys. We love you too, Gary. We love you too, bro. Our guy, Sodak. Yo, what up, Gary? Remodel, and rebuild. Remodel, rebuild. Okay, I can see that. And we got Roger in the building. What's going on, Roger? From Montana, right? That's where you're out of, Roger? Is it still cold over there? I know it's cold for Casey, cold. And I know it's not too bad for Dave. And it's getting a little chilly
70 degrees
for me. Yeah, Dave's got 70-degree weather down there.
States right now. It's
unfortunate. Two-tone Tony, what up?
Thanks for showing up on our search to find the next Baker Mayfield because he won a playoff game. So let's go.
Baker's the future. We're paying Baker $40 million this offseason.
Hey, he's only getting 5 this year. So
I'm kind of a Baker guy. I'm happy.
Hey, I don't mind.
I was actually I consider Baker a top 15 quarterback.
And we are all Baker Mayfield fans this weekend. We're all Baker Mayfield fans.
Definitely. Yo, I'm on the Baker train hard now. And I love what he's been able to go to Tampa Bay. I mean, even us going into that first week of the NFL season and pretty much, chalked it up as an automatic win, which I do think it should have been.
It should have been a win, yes.
Baker was good this year, and he's been a big reason why they've made it to the second round of playoffs. And it is cool to see, but man, I think that dude's about to get a pretty, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a pretty decent extension from Tampa Bay this offseason. I don't know how much it will be, but I'm sure he made some money this year. So
I don't think so. I mean, the thing you got to hope though is he doesn't end up being kind of like a Case Keenum flash in the pan where he has the one really good season, signs a contract, and then just kind of ends up being a backup quarterback, which you stay in the league as a backup quarterback, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. We'll see. He's still a number 1 overall pick. So maybe there's, who knows, Sometimes it takes quarterback a little bit.
We have to remember, though, he led a 9-8 Buccaneers team to winning the NFC South, which isn't that big of a feat because every team in that division kind of sucks. But either way, division winner won a playoff game against the hated Philadelphia Eagles. Now he's just got to go beat Detroit. Man, if he can make a run to the Super Bowl or even to the championship game, then you can start kind of talking about him a little bit here. But one playoff win, whatever, in a whatever division. So. We'll have to see.
When those guys were hovering under and around 500, they should have listened to their fans and said, when they said that you go to the playoffs, you'll never beat the Eagles, and
that's what they did.
What's limping into the playoffs, and you're just gonna get crushed by the Eagles. And
what up, Jake? Hey,
so, dude. Get to the dance,
right?
And look what happens.
That's the thing that I had an interesting I don't know.
And Eagles out.
I had mixed feelings. Obviously, we wanted the Cowboys, even though I don't like the Cowboys or the Eagles, but we wanted the Cowboys to win that game. I wanted the Eagles to lose for sure, but I still felt like they would be the better team to beat the Lions next week or this week, upcoming week. And that's the only thing, during that game, I was like, the Buccaneers against the Lions. I felt like I feel more confident with the Eagles against the Lions for whatever reason.
The Eagles are in self-destruct mode.
Yeah, they are.
They lost 5 of their last 6 and got blown out by it's like.
And dude, it's embarrassing. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. Literally, their downfall was fun to watch. I
mean, but it's crazy how fast that team fell apart. Mid-season, mid-season you had AJ Brown, who was getting all the 120 some yard games. Jalen Hurts was scoring all the rushing touchdowns with the tush pushes. But I remember even when they were 10-1, people were still kind of talking about the easy schedule. I feel like they said they had an easier schedule, and just kind of feeling like this team feels like it could fall apart quickly. And the last, they were 2-6 in their last 8 games or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, their defense was never all that great. I mean, Jalen Carter had a few splash plays. Their defensive line was good. But
I'd say 1-5 after beating Kansas City. Like they beat Kansas City, and Sirianni yells into the stands.
Yeah.
Of course, nobody can see him because he's under a tarp.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
and
crazy.
then they go 1-5 the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, Jalen Hurts. I don't know if it was the hand or whatever, but like in the passing game, he struggled hard that second half of the season. So their downfall was insane. Like the fact this team should have won the Super Bowl last year if it wasn't for some shady officiating. But man, like it's crazy to see the downfall.
Jalen Hurts didn't look good against us. It was all the running game.
Right. All I needed was Jalen Hurts to get me enough points fantasy wise, and he definitely did that. Outside of that, could care less what he does. I'm kidding. I kind of root for Jalen Hurts. I'm a Jalen Hurts.
I like him. I mean, as a person.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a coach's kid, and
the Eagles thing sucks.
I still look at the Sirianni flipping off the other team in the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts putting his hand down.
Yeah,
but don't do that shit, you child.
One of my coworkers mentioned like he is kind of pouty. Like when he's not doing well, it's not like he's not like a rah guy. He just kind of sits there. Like he is a little bit pouty.
I don't know if it's pouty per se, but yeah, he's not a rah guy.
Yeah, he's kind of disappointed. I know there's a clip of him.
Williams pouty, but he's
there's that clip with Godert or whatever going up to him on the sidelines, and he was just like yelling at him and Goddard, and then Hurts was just kind of just sitting there.
Yeah, I saw that. I was curious what that's about. I got a South Dakota boy telling his QB what's up.
But the big news from that Eagles loss is probably one of the better centers of our generation is retiring. In one of the Kelsey brothers is retiring to do what he does next. The other one might retire to Taylor Swift's house. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I still have a feeling that Travis Kelce is going to retire too this year. I don't know.
He's gonna propose in the Super Bowl.
Oh, apparently he already says they're not ready for that yet. Didn't you see?
That's good. That's smart.
But no, we'll see what happens with that. Hey, JJ, guess
he gets married. That's crazy.
He does. Yeah.
I'm a chocolate guy. But I'd eat all of them.
I don't know, man. Lifesaver gummies
are good.
Lifesaver
Skittles gummies are good too. Skittle gummies,
okay, what
chocolate bar, Rice Krispies bar. I mean, all that's good. It depends on what kind of chocolate. Is it just like a Hershey's or?
I remember when I was freaking your age, JJ, and I could eat all that stuff and not gain any weight. Now I like look at a cookie and I put on 5 pounds.
Yeah, I feel that.
Three of those things are in a whatchamacallit. So check one of those out, JJ.
Dude,
I just introduced you to a really good candy bar.
Yeah, underrated. Anyways. So yeah, back to these games here. So obviously, I was in a weird predicament with like thinking the Eagles would be the better matchup against the Lions. The Lions obviously the favorites against the Bucks, but that Lions-Rams game. What did when there was like over a minute left before half, and Sean McVay and the Rams, they said like 3 timeouts. Did I see that right? Did they have 3 outs left and then they ran the ball out?
No, they had to in the second half.
In the first half, like at the end of the first half, like they had like a minute and 20 seconds.
Yep. Yeah. That was weird.
What was that?
Sorry, JJ. I know the second half. I think they wasted a couple of their timeouts early. But yeah, that was. I think you're right. I think they had like a minute left and a timeout or two, and they just kind of.
Like, yeah, that's crazy.
How would timeouts in their pocket still, which was.
I do not know why you. It just doesn't make any sense. I'd be so mad.
Offensively.
What's that?
Ever since Kevin O'Connell left, they just
fell
apart. It's without his expert time management, they weren't able to.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was annoying. I mean, the Rams could have won that game, but whatever. I don't hate the Lions. Casey obviously really likes them. But the thing with them is obviously, I don't really care how far they go, but they cannot go to a Super Bowl. They definitely cannot win a Super Bowl, which brings me to the question with you guys. Where are you at? Would you rather see the Packers win a Super Bowl or would you rather see the Lions win a Super Bowl?
Lions. Fuck the Packers. I would much rather see the Lions win. If I had to pick one, definitely the Lions. But one little interjection here. Unfortunately, Tampa Bay needs to be our saving grace because of what they call the Kirk Cousins curse. San Francisco, Green Bay will not make the Super Bowl because they lost to Kirk Cousins this season, and no team has ever lost to Kirk Cousins and went on to make the Super Bowl. So in order to
head
get
exploded with
Super
that question.
Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are our only hope.
My head exploded.
Yeah, but we didn't beat the Lions either. So, oh yeah, obviously Kirk couldn't have beat the Lions, whatever, but he did beat. Yeah, he beat everybody else. So yeah, it's between the Lions and the Bucks. So yeah, we need the Bucks.
I usually root for the team that's won a Super Bowl to win the Super Bowl if the other team hasn't. Like when the Eagles won, they hadn't won one. I was rooting for the other team when Atlanta got beat 20, or they were losing 28-3. I was like wanting fucking New England to come back and win because they hadn't won one yet, and I don't want another team to win a Super Bowl before we do. That being said, that question sucks. I don't want it. I don't want to hear it. Lions, Packers stuff. But and obviously, I'd probably not want the Packers to win. The stadium should blow up.
How about this one?
Before the game is over?
If the Bills make the Super Bowl, let's say it's Bills Lions or Bills Packers, who would you rather see win?
The Bills.
Because if the Bills lose, they drop to 0-5 in the Super Bowl. We're only 0-4, so we got
the Lions fan in you is like coming out.
No, heck no, bro. Like, no. I am way more worried, dude. Imagine when everybody looks at our
catch up to the Packers,
dude. Imagine when people look at the NFC North and in everybody's head, they're like, the worst franchise here is the Vikings.
I want to get to four Super Bowls and tell Packers to shut up.
We're going to be at the bottom of, dude, if they win a Super Bowl, we're automatically go to the bottom of our division with the fucking Lions, bro. The worst, arguably the worst team in NFL history. The worst franchise in NFL.
One good season here, yeah.
Yeah, like literally one good season. And they've been here, and they've been in the league ever since.
Down here, I'm putting you down here.
They've been in the league ever since the what do they call it? When they
the division realignment.
Yeah. Whatever happened.
That was 94.
No, the 66. The
merger?
The merger. Yeah. Ever since the merger, the Super Bowl era,
69.
pretty much, the Lions were the only team for that to happen, and I think it was to not win a playoff game, something like that. I don't know, something crazy. But now if they won the Super Bowl,
this is their second playoff win since JFK got murdered.
Dude, that's insane. So obviously, yeah, that's why I can't. It would like the Packers would be the worst. Oh man, it's two really bad options, and yeah, we don't need to talk about it anymore. But
if it ends up that way where it's like Lions Packers in the NFC Championship game, someone just get someone just get Kim Jong-un to launch the nuke. I don't care anymore. Yeah. Over. We can be done.
So obviously, maybe that wasn't the best question, but it is an interesting one that no fan probably wants to think about. Hopefully they both lose this weekend.
And it's got
we are themed with uncomfortable questions like, should we trade JJ on your thumbnail? So
we're going to dive in.
Fits in the theme of God, I hate you guys. We're never going to watch you again.
So we're going to dive into that in a second here. We're going to dive into that.
That's the goal. We get fully monetized and then we just try to trick people to not watch it.
You get canceled immediately.
Right? Just on your channel. First live show immediately unmonetized.
Which, by the way, as I said, we are fully monetized now. So if you do watch our videos, please stick around for the ads. That's how we make any money off those things. So.
That's right.
And by the way, we're going to be alternating channels from now on, so everybody gets to be in the same chat.
Yep. So we're doing obviously ours is this week. Next week Dave's gone, but then just every other week.
If you go next week, feel free to just. When I'm not here or someone's not there, we'll just, whatever.
Yeah.
We're smart.
So anyways, let's bring this stuff up. Obviously for us, it is the off season, and the big talk this week for sure, these last couple days, is whether or not the Vikings should trade the best wide receiver in the NFL in Justin Jefferson. I guess what's your guys' takes on that immediately?
No, show's over. See you guys.
Spoiler alert, no.
And let me know why.
Because, look, trading, the Wilfs, and I'm just going to go at this from a freaking business perspective, how the Wilfs, everybody, there's a lot of hate out there for the Wilfs because they're okay with the team being mediocre because all they ever want to do is just be competitive. But if you think about it, an owner's job of a football team is to put butts in seats, right? And US Bank Stadium, I know people say there's a lot of visiting fans that fill up the seats, but US Bank Stadium is sold out every game, right? unless there's like a
You
weather
only
thing or whatever.
lose.
But every game, US Bank Stadium is full, packed to the brim. Trading Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in football, is a terrible, terrible business decision. Like, you have something that not everybody can get. You have a commodity in a passing league where wide receivers are getting paid premium money right now. Like, you have someone who, even with Nick Mullins, can go out there and put up 190 yards against the Lions in Detroit. Like, yes, the Lions defense isn't that great, but still, like, he goes out there week after week after week and puts up numbers, no matter which quarterback he's playing with, right? Mm-hmm. He makes like that catch at home on Christmas Eve on the 3rd and 27. Like, yeah, he makes plays like that. He makes plays like 4th and 18 last year. You don't trade that away, especially if you're still trying to remain competitive. Now, if this team committed to a full-on rebuild, then yes, then I would say trade him, trade Darrisaw, you trade everybody, and you start over from scratch. But this team, as they've shown, they're not doing that. So you don't trade a commodity like the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson. Now, here's the thing, if someone offers you like, hey, we might offer you 3 firsts for him, you listen to it. Like, it's your job. You have to listen to all options, right? What could improve your team. But from the jump, if I'm Kwesi, my mindset is I'm not even like, if someone would have to literally tell me what they're like, they wouldn't just say, would you trade Jefferson? They'd have to have an offer for me that's good enough for me to even consider looking at it. So a long story short, no, you don't trade Justin Jefferson. You don't trade a profitable, marketable player like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, speaking of people who want to trade Justin Jefferson, what up, Two Evils in the building? What up, Two Evil? Yeah, no trade, JJ. Do you have anything to add to that, Dave?
So, Justin Jefferson is a perfect player to win now and to bridge to a new quarterback. I mean, just instantly. And you think about the economics of it. How are you gonna pay it in the same adage with quarterback? Oh, you're gonna win the Super Bowl without a quarterback and a rookie contract. Yeah, you can. Plenty have done that. So I'm just saying, even with a receiver like that, this thought is, well, geez, how are you going to pay that guy that much money and this guy? We got 2 players making $70 million. Well, then your money is allocated differently the rest of your team. You may not have another star, but you have a Jordan Addison on a rookie deal. You have a running back. You don't have to have the stud running back anymore. You have a Ty Chandler. You got your 2. You already got your right. You're right. You might talk about trading Darrisaw. What about O'Neal? Because he's the one making money right now. Things like that. So we're gonna have a core on offense, and it's got to have JJ in it, and he does make that big a difference. I do think the 2-7 this year when he's playing, I think it's 2-7, is an anomaly because of the turnovers early on in the season, and then obviously turnovers late in the season. But those were with rookie quarterbacks, and our defense was falling apart. Yeah. I think you can with the core, and that would include. If you re-sign Kirk or if you get a stud quarterback in the draft, you got that core that you can have for a while, I think. And why not have it on the offense? Re-sign Darrisaw, extend Darrisaw, extend Justin Jefferson. You got O'Neal. Keep filling the coffers with linemen to take over for the current guys we have. You can sign a Dalton really cheap. You can sign a lot of guys cheap. There's guys that you think would make money, like a Dalton should have made money as a 1st-round pick. He was a really high-rated pass blocker. You got him for $4 million. There are players out there that can fill a team really cheaply if you're going to pay a guy like Justin Jefferson. I have no problem. The economics behind it, it's been done. There's guys out there in free agency still that should be on NFL teams right now but they're holding out because they wanted more money, but so there's guys out there, plenty of guys out
point
there.
Here,
and hey, thank you to Evil, by the way, my guy.
Yeah, we appreciate it. But look at Miami. Like, they're paying Tyreek Hill is the highest paid wide receiver in football right now, and they're still able to afford Jalen Waddle, a good offensive line, Bradley Chubb on defense, Jalen Ramsey at corner, and another like Christian Wilkins along the defensive line. Like, they have pieces. And in my mind, when it comes down to this, right? Because here's the game plan here. If the game plan here, if you bring back Okay, how is keeping Justin Jefferson the status quo? Like I'm saying, like the game plan here is you have one of the best left tackles in football. You have the best wide receiver in football. You have Jordan Addison, who is going to be with the team for the next 3 seasons. The plan here is you build the offense around your quarterback. And then eventually, once Kirk is gone, you have more money. That's where you spend. Like you don't need to draft to fill holes, but you spend money to fill the holes that you need on defense. So in my mind, this all comes down to Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Like he needs year 3 is a big year for him because this is the year where he needs to prove he can draft well. Because like when you have your quarterback and you have your offense, you need to fill hole and you need to fill specific holes here and there. The best way to do that is to draft well. And I know you guys are gonna laugh at me because Casey the Lions fan, but if you look at Detroit's recent draft picks, they drafted really well on offense and on defense to build their team to now where they have a quarterback that wasn't even going to be their guy, but they're able to plug him in and go with it. So I don't know.
Building through the draft is the best way ever.
And that's where the future plan all comes down to Kwesi being able to find value free agents as well as draft well. Like that's the big thing he needs to do. It's like you have a known commodity in Justin Jefferson. You don't just trade that away. So really all does come down to Kwesi drafting well.
And just to add to all that is another thing too, is like, I don't look at it as building around a wide receiver. I think it's building, if you draft a quarterback, you're building around the quarterback on a rookie contract. So you're paying for elite talent around a rookie contract because that's a 5-year window, depending on what we do with Kirk Cousins and everything. And what if we actually draft a quarterback, it's a 5-year window until that quarterback has to get paid. So within that time, who cares if you spend money elsewhere? And not just saying that is if we do, I think Justin Jefferson is going to continue being the best wide receiver in the league. He's only 24 years old. He's just about to start going into his prime. If we're a few years down the road and it obviously does not look good on, like we draft the wrong quarterback, whatever. Obviously, it's different trading a player right before his contract goes. But if Justin Jefferson is still balling, there's still going to be people there willing to trade for him. And at 3 years down the line, he'll probably be lucky to be a top 5 paid wide receiver in the league at that point. And we already know Jamar Chase is already waiting to get paid more than Justin Jefferson right now. And then there's other wide receivers that have coming up. There's going to be the Garrett Wilsons and, other wide receivers like that who are going to continue getting paid, kind of like what we see with Kirk Cousins when he signed that his contract. And to see that it now isn't that big of a deal is, to me, you want that talent. You're not going to get anyone close to it that can impact this team. You're lucky. You're going to gamble. That's gambling. If you just think that you're going to grab a guy like that, unless, and I'll bring up this trade in a little bit, unless you do get a guy who's like a Marvin Harrison Jr. or something like that. If you can get a guy that early in the round or whatever, maybe you're hoping that guy can be anything like Justin Jefferson. But if you're going to try to win a Super Bowl, you need elite talent, and you're going to have to pay for one. And I think the best, in my personal opinion, if you can find that franchise quarterback, which could fail, on a rookie contract, why not spend that money and try to get elite players? What teams win Super Bowls just because they're well-rounded? Not a lot.
And what's going to sound better for
other than defense?
Like what's going to sound better for a rookie quarterback? Hey, you come in here and you get to throw the ball to Justin Jefferson right away. You know what Justin Jefferson is, or we draft you and this other receiver at the same time. We hope you both work out.
Right. And there's a price.
Known commodity.
There's a price on everything.
And if you want to build a team and draft a quarterback to plug into this offense, you need a guy like Justin Jefferson for him.
So
exactly. Well, exactly. For your plan, he would have to draft perfectly. If you trade JJ for picks, he's going to have to draft perfectly to get a guy that's even close to JJ and how he impacts a game.
Mm-hmm.
So some people think get rid of Hunter.
I'll end that.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm waiting.
I'm ending the poll on the Lions and the Packers.
I didn't even know we had a poll up there. So, if some people want to say, let Hunter go because we just draft another one. No, it doesn't work. We'd let Justin Jefferson go get picks. We'll just get another Justin Jefferson. No, it doesn't happen.
Get another Randy Moss.
If you are I want to draft a young quarterback right now, then you want Justin Jefferson for 2 reasons. One, for him to throw to and to save his ass on regular occasions, as we saw him do to even Nick Mullins. And 2, you can trade him if you fuck up drafting the wrong quarterback, because that is like insurance. If say 2 years, 3 years from now, and he's under a 5-year deal, and you missed on the quarterback you just drafted this year, you can start over. You could trade him and start over. It is an insurance policy and a win now policy, all in the same thing. And that's why I think Justin Jefferson is just that different of a player.
And again, he holds value in a few years, meaning if our whole plan of fails of drafting a quarterback and that quarterback sucks, it might bite us in the ass spending money on these other players, but he's still going to be valuable. In 3 years, he's going to be 27 years old. You're still going to get a big trade for him. If that's even the scenario, hopefully I'm hoping it's not, but if everybody wants to grab a franchise quarterback, I don't know. I think we already have pieces that teams who grab a franchise quarterback, they do everything to get for them. I mean, like Patrick Mahomes already had Tyreek. I don't know if he already had. They got Tyreek Hill on he got a steal on him. They already had Travis Kelce. They already had pieces for him. But there's other franchise quarterbacks out here who aren't going to the big game. Like even guys like Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow he ended up with quite a bit of talent, I guess. But Lamar Jackson, there's just other quarterbacks who didn't. Lamar Jackson's a really good example, but there's other quarterbacks who don't get that high level talent when they come in. And then there's just they do the same thing. It's full rebuild. They're doing rebuilds and there's not enough talent to build around this rookie quarterback. And by the time that talent comes, the contract's about to end.
Do you consider, and they say that people want to rebuild, and what they really mean is they want a new quarterback, and in many cases, you can. We get 11 players. From,
I closed it.
We get 11 players from the previous, regime. Soon to be even less than that. This team has been rebuilt. We may have a bridge quarterback in Kirk Cousins to the next quarterback, or we may be starting a rookie this next year. Or maybe he's not, we draft him, we find out he's shit, and like some teams have done recently, and we're starting what we were expecting to be our backup for the season. So hopefully that's not the case, if we do go with the rookie quarterback. Let's talk about that. If you traded Justin Jefferson to the Bears right now, they'd take it, right, to get to that number 1 spot, don't you think? So yeah, if for you guys rebuilding, you wanna go get your quarterback now, you maybe want to get Justin Jefferson, but who is he throwing to? Jordan Addison's your number 1, KJ Osborne's a free agent, so your receiving core is Jordan Addison and who, right? So what are you doing there? But what do you think the pathway is to getting our quarterback this year, or our future quarterback this year? What are scenarios?
So I'm going to add this into it and I'll answer that too. So do you guys think the team is a few pieces from a Super Bowl contender? This team has half dozen holes and virtually zero depth, and I think our offense definitely
only 6 holes. Yeah, shit. Then
our offense has everything. Our offense definitely has what it takes. If you get a good quarterback in there, I do think our offense has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning offense. Our defense is definitely more questionable, but if you don't have to trade your best player to get a couple first round picks to hopefully fix it or whatever.
In my mind, trading JJ's, if you trade Justin Jefferson, you are committing to a full scale blow it up, start over, which I know people that want to trade JJ, like I kind of agree with what Dave was saying. Like that's what they want. If they want JJ gone, they want a full scale start from the ground up rebuild. And that's just kind of the way it is. Right. I don't see this team doing that. So you can talk about the cute stuff all you want about could he get traded? Will they rebuild? But like at the end of the day, they're not going to do that. Like there's no indications that's their plan. Love it, like it or hate it. I don't care. It's not in there. It's not in the cards. It's not their plan. Yeah. It's never been their plan.
It's like when we traded Moss, how'd that go?
Right.
Not great.
I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me. It's like
he was still young.
It's
didn't go well.
I mean, even Kansas City, obviously they still won the Super Bowl, but still, like it was obvious, especially this year, you can really tell.
They have the quarterback though, right?
They have literally one of the greatest quarterbacks. So I mean, I don't know. That's a different situation.
They had Kelce. Now they traded Kelce.
Exactly.
Kelce off.
He was set up to be a good. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is already a good quarterback, and he was set up to success. And I mean, how many teams you see?
One of the greatest coaches ever. You got a good a fast, good running back. You got good offensive line. Pretty decent.
And of all the teams winning Super Bowls of recent, which ones came from a complete rebuild?
Well, when Tom Brady's a bunch of them, it doesn't really count.
Which one did Tom Brady come from?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like Tom Brady, like the Patriots,
oh yeah, I mean he won a bunch of, or in the Super Bowl. The Eagles, they did not come. They definitely didn't come from one. The Eagles did the same thing. Wentz to Hurts already had a good roster. Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes already had a good roster. I mean, there's not a good example of full rebuilds, and now these teams are winning Super Bowls.
Jamie, you're totally selling me on re-signing Kirk Cousins and going after it this year.
But no, I'm not convinced on that. But anyways, I know we'll circle back.
So you're saying signing the best wide receiver in football is running it back? Or are you talking if this team brings back Kirk Cousins? Which one are you talking about here?
Yeah, I think
it's only rebuild, and it's only running it back if you get the quarterback. If not running it back is if you get rid of Kirk Cousins.
I think
that's what people mean when you say let's not run it back.
Yeah.
Let's rebuild. What I really mean is I want to get rid of Kirk Cousins and then go run from there.
I think part of the reason teams want to rebuild and blow it up is they're so like enthralled in the misery of the Vikings that they just want to be mad at how bad this team is. Like they want to be like, this team sucks. Why do I?
This is coming from a guy that even when the Twins were ass, I was like, I like watching the young guys, seeing who's going to be good. I collecting their cards, getting their autographs at spring training. I didn't care. I liked my team. I could be that guy liking the Vikings being terrible, but it's, I would still like the players. I'd still do that. I'd root for them, but it don't make sense when I got guys like we got on this team. If you don't think, if you resign Danielle Hunter and Justin and the extend, Justin's on our team. Darius is on our team. We don't have to do anything. Dude, we still hold the cards with Justin Jefferson. If his contract tolls, he's with us next year if he doesn't show up, right? So we hold him hostage, basically, and his value is still going to be tradable no matter what.
Right.
People are not going to go, okay, using last year's contract, we're only going to give you 1 first-round pick for him or a second and a third.
Right.
No, he's still worth the 2 first-round picks that he is. He's ridiculously, because there's going to be people bidding on him. We have that leverage. Unfortunately, he's the product of his own fault there, is that he's so good that even if he holds out, it's not doing anything to the Vikings because he's still got trade value through the roof no matter what happens. In fact, we probably have more bidders because they're thinking, oh shit, we got a chance at Justin Jefferson. So re-signing Darius, extending Darius, Justin Jefferson, Danielle Hunter still in his prime. You got the whole offense there still. If you don't think that is a team that can have a shot, considering nobody thought we could beat San Fran, we did it. Nobody thinks that anybody could beat, the Dallas and the Eagles in the playoffs, and they happen first round. Anything can happen, and let's add some more pieces to that defense. Flores is coming back. Nobody wants to enter.
Yeah, I'm hope he's come back. A couple things to that, because obviously this is a good point by Sarah. Even though I'm hoping that this changes, is we had 15 picks in one draft, we didn't do shit, but supposed to believe. So I mean, I get what you're saying. You're saying if we trade JJ, we're not going to do anything with those picks anyways. Which hopefully Kwesi will do that, but it is somewhat of a good point.
But we want him to draft the next quarterback.
Yeah, and I still do. But so in my mind, I personally don't think us running it back with Kirk Cousins, I don't think we're going into the next season with me believing that we're going to be a favorite to win a Super Bowl, or even maybe we have a shot at it, but that's not good enough for me anymore. So if I'm thinking, that's why I'm definitely towards moving on from Kirk Cousins, in my opinion, and grabbing a quarterback and hoping he does turn out, and it is hoping. But I'm thinking like 3 years down the line. I'm not thinking we're going to come in next year and win a Super Bowl, but 3 years from now, Justin Jefferson is not keeping Justin Jefferson is not running back. He's 24 years old.
What about 2 years from now? What about 2025?
2 or 3. If you bring in a rookie quarterback, and let's say he even plays his first year, by year 3, I mean, he should be ready to go. So that should be the plan.
What if I told you?
what's that? Is to make sure our roster is built good enough around that quarterback in his third year. And if in that third year, you have a 27-year-old Justin Jefferson, you have like a 30-year-old TJ Hawkinson, a 25-year-old Jordan Addison, and then obviously you're using all your hopefully on defense at that point. And then you have a young Darisaw, a pretty young Ryan. I mean, in 3 years after a franchise quarterback, you're going to have a lot of good pieces on your offense in 3 years to draft as much defense as you can to make that and make as many good moves as you can. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm not thinking we're going into next year.
What if I did? What if I told you this?
Yeah.
You had this offense still completely under contract.
Yeah.
Completely under contract in 2025. And you got over $100 million in cap room.
Yeah.
And you've had 2 drafts go. You've drafted twice.
Right.
How would you feel about that?
Great. And your quarterback and your franchise, and then your quarterback ended up being what you hoped he would be.
I was saying, if we kept this entire offense that was rolling through week 8. And we placed it in 2025 completely intact. And we had 2 drafts and $100 million in cap space going into the season. You wouldn't be excited about that?
Yeah.
All
so
right.
You're saying in 2 years?
Or in one way to do it.
Yeah.
Because we were in that situation right now where we have $130 million in 2025. Currently, it could be more because the cap will have 2 more years to increase. You know what I'm saying? So we have that situation right now, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I thought 2024 would have been our window but it's extended to me to 2025 because if we did re-sign, hold your ears, everybody, Kirk Cousins,
I'm doing it.
and we kept this team together, we would have $130 million.
Yeah,
probably more in cap room. And it might just be 100. It might be just 80. Who knows? Because we may have signed other guys to bigger other contracts and free agents or whatever. And then the cap only has gone up twice.
Yeah,
in these 2. We don't even know what the cap room is this year. People are saying we only got $21 million. Well, here's how I get you 40 more. You let Harrison walk. And then you re-sign Kirk Cousins, and that's $40 million right there. Because that money would go to his contract, and now you got the extra. Now you got all that cap room. Plus, there's 3 or 4 other players you could let walk that are not a big deal to this team, and then you got the rookie class, you got free agents, you got all that where you could field a pretty damn good team this year, and then next year even better team. And that's what I wanted people to say. We're not fucking done because we have not given up. We're not running back a 7-win team. We're running back a 13-win team that had a bad defense. And I think we can 2024 and 2025 are on the upswing. And people are saying that, hey, we're the worst team in the division now because the Lions, the Bears, and the Packers have more draft picks. The Packers are negative $3 million on. They have a guy in a quarterback on a rookie contract. They made the playoffs for the first time, and under him, they didn't last year with a Hall of Fame quarterback. So now you got, and they're negative $3 million right now. Just because they have more draft picks than us doesn't mean we can't get players other ways in the free agency. So I'm pretty excited about 2024 and 2025. And yes, I want a rookie quarterback that we can bring along.
What up,
when
Sullivan?
we can talk about that, if we
RIP?
do re-sign Kirk and we do have a rookie quarterback, what would our drafts look like? Because we've just now spent draft picks probably on getting that quarterback if we move up.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a big difference between JJ and Hunter. JJ is 24. He's 24 years old. That's a difference I don't think Kirk's the guy. I just don't think he's the guy. So running it back with Kirk Cousins, to me, in my opinion, doesn't feel like a win now move. I mean, we've done it so many times. I just don't think that.
But getting rid of him and
I don't think that's
rookie quarterback's a win now move.
I don't think it is, but I'm not trying to be. I don't think
either is a win now move.
I do think we passed a win now. I do think we passed a win now, and I do think.
Say that again. Passed a win now.
I think we've passed winning now.
Oh.
Like with Kirk, like unless we grab a rookie quarterback and he comes in and he's a stud right away or something like that. I do think there's enough pieces around him. I don't know if you're going to win the Super Bowl, but I do think.
And I'm just asking, was it because of 4th and 8?
No, it's because every other year throughout for his entire career as a Minnesota Viking, for his entire career in general, he has never shown to be able to do that.
Under the current coach and GM?
Under just his whole career. 36 years old, coming off an season-ending Achilles. It doesn't matter. I just don't think Kirk's the guy, and I don't feel like we should go. I don't think we're in a spot anymore that we should go and be trying to win. I think we're at a point now. If we keep Kirk Cousins, it is probably to keep our players happy and not have a shit team. Well, while drafting hopefully using him as a guy who can be the bridge quarterback. Without being trash. That's kind of how I think. Is that smart idea? Probably not.
Who's that keeping happy if we re-sign Kirk?
I mean, people would say. I mean, people want to say the players.
Are you talking about the players?
Yeah, that's what I don't. I'm not saying that's what I think has to happen. Who's benefiting
from re-signing Kirk?
Probably all the wide receivers in this team who want their stats, but it's not about stats. It's about winning. I don't care about the stats. Who cares? Obviously,
you're also wanting to re-sign Justin Jefferson, right?
Making the players happy is important to some extent. I'm not saying this is my opinion. This is why I think they maybe would. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just you're also wanting to re-sign Justin, right?
Yes, 24 years old. I'm signing Justin Jefferson because regardless, if you pick a rookie quarterback, you want someone around with his talent to be able to come in and play. Be able to help your rookie quarterback.
Here's what I think happens if you don't re-sign Kirk and you draft a rookie. I don't think Justin Jefferson signs preseason. I think he waits out the season.
I don't know how that will work out.
He at least waits till he sees the quarterback practice.
Or
he doesn't re-sign.
If
you've not re-signed.
Moving on from Kirk Cousins. And JJ was like, "Nah, I'm not sticking around." At that point, I would say trade JJ, but I don't think JJ would do that.
So, as a team, you're at more risk of trading JJ and him moving on, right? Or him wanting to go.
I don't think so. This is what people think. This is what people who are on the Kirk side. That's what they think, and I can get it from the Viking standpoint. Maybe JJ, like you can, if Kirk is around, then at least
matters. You get it.
What's that?
The side that matters, the Vikings side that matters.
I'm just trying to look at both sides. I'm looking at both sides here.
What does another side matter if you think the Vikings would do this? You know
I'm not saying I could see if the Vikings decided to go on with Kirk Cousins. They're like, well, let's keep these players. I don't think they will. I don't know if they will for sure. If he takes a low enough deal, I think Kwesi would maybe pull the trigger. But I think he's going to have his number. And if Kirk doesn't want it, I think he will move on. And I think he is all in on trying to get a quarterback of the future. In my opinion, I don't think you should be confident that you're going into 2025 with Kirk Cousins and thinking that now we're going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl. I just don't think so. And not just that, but the idea of if you go and draft a quarterback and now Kirk Cousins is going to eat into 2 years of his rookie contract. Now you only have 3 years on his rookie contract for that window for that quarterback. If you're going to draft a quarterback early, then you're definitely thinking I am more worried about winning the Super Bowl in 3 to 5 years than I am next year. If you draft a quarterback this year, that is 100% what you're thinking. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. It wouldn't make any sense to draft a quarterback now and then be like more prioritize the next 2 years with Kirk Cousins. And
Packers
then
they went to 2 NFC title games.
Well, they had Aaron Rodgers first off because Kirk Cousins isn't Aaron Rodgers. We'll start with that.
But he's old. He was 36 and 37 when he did it.
36, and
Aaron Rodgers was still on a different wavelength.
Plus,
age is only a thing.
When you're not an elite quarterback, Kirk Cousins, nobody can say Kirk Cousins. Some people think it, but he's not. I'm not putting Kirk Cousins up there.
Can you play elite at some point in your life?
At some point in times, consistently, hasn't proved it.
Yeah.
consistently has improved it.
I don't know.
But
I'm sick of the Kirk Cousins discourse.
But hey, it's Kirk Cousins. I mean, it is.
Everyone
Kirk
has their sides. They say.
Well, I'm just asking about Justin Jefferson resigning. You think he resigns after we? Like, I'm just saying I'm putting out the scenario, Justin. I don't think it's a topic we don't have to talk about. I think there's a chance we don't resign Kirk, right? So we don't resign Kirk. Justin Jefferson signs then? No, right? And he doesn't, because he wants to know who we draft. We get to the draft, top 3 guys are gone. We got Penix. He signed right then, right after the draft. No, I don't think so. I think he probably goes all off season without signing.
I think Justin Jefferson, because all of this is
if we took a quarterback that was at least somewhat serious, like, hey, this guy's shown he can play, and JJ's watched him before, I think for sure he'd be like, I'm saying though, all off season, right? I think JJ wants to see the plan, and I think he's been informed of what the plan is. I think he has an inkling of what's going to happen. Like, yes, I do think he likes playing with Kirk Cousins, but I think you have to show him you're being serious. Like, if you show him, hey, we took a guy we really believe in this guy, like we believe in him wholeheartedly, this could be our guy. Watch him play, you're going to love him. I think JJ's like, all right, you guys are actually being serious about finding the future of the franchise. I'm in.
But you don't know who that quarterback is until after the draft. They could be. They probably have a list, and I don't think Penix is number one, right?
I don't think JJ signs till after the draft. I personally don't.
He made a bet on it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. There's a chance that he doesn't, but I don't.
And Jamie, you brought up you didn't want to necessarily risk it. That might be an opportunity to trade him.
No, I'm not doing that. I think he's going to resign. I think the only time if we lose. If it comes after the draft and he's just like, I don't like my situation here now, then obviously we're going to have no choice. But that means we didn't re-sign Kirk. We didn't get a quarterback that we were hoping to get in the draft. And I don't know. I don't even know why. I don't even think this is going to be the scenario.
That's why Kwesi has to be aggressive this draft.
Yeah, he's got to be aggressive.
I think he does know what's on the line. So I do think.
Casey, you brought up a good point. He's probably been coaches and management probably been talking to Justin, right? This is our plan. This is our plan.
I would think so.
What plan is that, you think? Do you think they're telling him, hey, we may be moving on from Kirk. We thinking we're going to go after. We want to go after quarterback in the draft. We're picking 11th. This is where we're at. I think they're. I don't think GMs half-ass it and say, I think and I want. I don't think he got the job saying I think I want. And I'm in the 3rd year of my plan, as he put it in previous talks. I think he has a plan of what he wants to do. And I do think he's told that to Justin. I don't think it's, hey, we're going to try to get Kirk back. Maybe or my favorite one is we're going to act like we want him back. Like we're going to talk acting like we want him back.
Yeah, but there's a couple things here.
And then we're going to draft the quarterback. I think they're talking to him. Honestly, I think they're saying, hey, we're going to offer Kirk an extension because we already have, right, the last offseason. And then if that doesn't happen, we have to have a plan B. I just think that's where it's at. And yes, we could not draft Kirk, but also I'm just talking about Justin. And when we get to the season, is he going to be happy with the quarterback that we drafted? Maybe having to jump up and draft someone late first, because I don't think a Penix. I don't think a JJ McCarthy is worth an 11th pick overall.
Probably not.
What do you got
there?
11?
No, not right now. Anyways, not right now. Anyways,
no, you probably get off season and see how he is. And
the one thing about Kwesi's plan is if I'm him and I'm talking to JJ, I think for sure at some point you got to tell JJ you having a succession plan for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is 36 years old, and this is besides the point that on Kwesi's plan, it wasn't Kirk Cousins tears his Achilles and has a season-ending injury. That's not part of his plan. He's going to have to change up his plan because of that injury. So I don't think it's going to be the same thing. But one thing,
that's your best point I've heard you say about moving on from Kirk. I don't think it's like because it's probably not part of his plan that he went down with an injury. But it's also
definitely not. But I do think in my head, what I've seen from Kwesi,
you should have told Justin Jefferson one of two. we're gonna extend Kirk and we're gonna draft a rookie, or we're not gonna extend Kirk.
What do you think he told JJ last year? What do you think he told JJ last year when he didn't come to an agreement with Kirk Cousins for 2 years?
He didn't. JJ didn't re-sign either. They didn't come to a contract with Kirk, and they didn't come with one with JJ.
But they told they definitely told JJ what the plan is. They told JJ what the plan is. I mean, and the plan is probably
and then they didn't
grab a quarterback.
They didn't get Kirk signed,
and they also didn't draft a quarterback, and they weren't able.
Justin Jefferson didn't resign.
They weren't able to grab.
I think Justin Jefferson said like there's no future plan here. It's like,
you have to.
Who's the guy?
I think JJ is more worried
Justin
about.
Jefferson didn't resign because you think Justin Jefferson didn't resign because he wanted to make sure Kirk was gone and we're going to definitely draft a first-round pick in the next.
Make sure there was a future plan.
Yeah. I don't think it had anything to do with Kirk specifically.
Going into this season, there wasn't one because Kirk Cousins was on a 1 year.
I think JJ likes Kirk.
Legitimate rookie in the building. I do too.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean it's the be-all end-all for him. Like,
no.
I didn't say that. I said that you either got to do that or say, hey, we're moving on from Kirk. But there is nothing that has visibly been shown to me that that's the case, though. So I believe they've told him.
But
based on what Justin Jefferson has said, based on what Kwesi has said, based on his coach has said, that they wanted him back. They wanted him back last year.
You didn't come up to an agreement when he was going to take a deal last year for only 2 years. That says something a lot to me. Not besides the fact that the rumors.
Why was it offered then if they didn't want him to take it?
They wanted a good deal for them.
No, it was a good
deal for them. But obviously, if
it wasn't, they wanted a 1 year. If you guys remember right,
you think Kirk Cousins is going to be the guy? You're not tiptoeing around a contract when your quarterback's going to give you a fair deal. You're just not going to do it. It's obvious that Kwesi was not.
He wanted a 3. If you guys remember right, it was reported that he wanted a 3.
It was including this year.
Vikings came back with a 2. He wanted it fully guaranteed. Then they shelved it. Right,
but that's why would a?
I thought it was a 1 year extension on top of last year. So
that's what I thought it was. It was a 3 year, including this year. So 2 years after this year is what Kirk wanted. It'd been 1 year after this year if it went the Vikings way. But either way, it's a sign that Kwesi was not planning on. He's not part of Kirk's future. At least not last year. If things have changed this year, maybe that's a possibility, but it makes sense on the surface of, all right, Kirk went down and our backups didn't play as good as our starter.
The plan is not to re-sign Kirk at all.
The plan, that wasn't their number one priority.
I'm asking you right now, do you think they had no plan? Their plan was not to re-sign Kirk.
They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't also extend Justin Jefferson. I wonder why
they're wanting to.
Because Justin Jefferson didn't have a clear sight of what the future was.
This is different with Kirk Cousins. You do not let a quarterback you want out the door.
Casey.
You don't let a quarterback out the door that you want to be part of your future. It's just
you've been complaining about how old he is, right? Before, I mean, obviously, you're not going to offer guys huge, extensive contracts, right? If they're that old.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They didn't come to terms, and neither did Justin.
To me, the fact that they didn't re-sign Kirk Cousins, and even though he's going to try to take a team-friendly deal, the rumors about the Anthony Richardson stuff, which is rumors, but
Bryce Young.
And Palacero said the only guy they wanted was Bryce Young. So who do we believe? The guy trying to get clicks this year?
It's just signs towards a rookie wanting a rookie quarterback. The reports coming out that we've been doing very extensive work on Jaden Daniels and McCarthy, and then there was I'm missing one more
quarterback, right?
There's but exactly. So, but that's showing me that they're more concerned for the next. They're not concerned about next year. That's not their number one priority. If your focus is to draft your quarterback of the future, then you're thinking 2 or 3 years down the road, not next year. That doesn't make any sense.
They've moved on.
I think that they're going to try to keep I think they want to keep the team good, which arguably you could say is a bad thing or a good thing. I think that's what they want to do. I think that's why if Kirk does want to re-sign, that they're going to do it. They want their team to be the best chance to be good. But I think if they're in their heads, if they think they're really going to have a real chance to have a good team and win a Super Bowl, it's probably grabbing a franchise quarterback, getting him on a rookie deal, and then during that window, being able to put enough talent around him and hoping that he turns out.
Okay,
so basically the same thing I've said: re-sign Kirk and get a rookie quarterback. You'll be under.
Re-signing Kirk doesn't have to happen.
It doesn't have to happen.
No,
you better get a good quarterback.
This is what I think should happen. I'm saying I think that's what the front management is thinking. It's the whole idea of competitive rebuild, and I think that's what
you think they want to re-sign Kirk and then also draft a quarterback.
I think that's
one of the
at a certain price they want to at a certain
what
price.
Is that different from what I've been saying?
Well, what you've been saying is you think that we are ready to go. We can get Kirk Cousins around, fill a couple holes, and then now next year, let's run for a Super Bowl again. Let's give it a good shot next year.
And that's a
big difference from where I'm coming from, where I'm looking more. If Kirk Cousins comes in and we draft a quarterback and we do have a good team and go to playoffs and something happens, then great.
And that for a young quarterback to be building. That'd be like, hey, you had a good season with your rookie quarterback. You have all the pieces here you need. Next draft, we add some more. Next free agency, we add some more, and we keep moving forward. That's what the whole point of the competitive rebuild was from the jump. But I want to interject here to make it something totally non-Kirk Cousins related, because
I was actually Justin Jefferson and turned into Kirk.
Yeah, I actually saw Williams. That's actually a good point from M. Sullivan here. So, is this the other reason why people are so into trade JJ right now? He says, and I don't see how JJ resigns here when they're going to draft a successor, yada, yada. So, if you don't, is there a part of the fan base that believes, he's not going to love what the future of the franchise is? So you let him play out his 5th-year option, and then he just leaves? To right where now, if you don't think he's going to want to resign here, you could trade him and get all the first-round picks. Is that the other side of the argument here? I guess I never really thought about it that way. Is there a portion of the fan base who wants him traded that thinks, shit, he's not going to want to resign here because this team doesn't have a future. So if he plays out his 5th-year option, then we can't trade him for anything, and he just walks and gets paid somewhere else. Or that ain't going to be much.
Yeah.
The other flip side is if he's not going to want to stay here, let's just trade him now, get as many draft picks as possible from him, and start building that way. If you think about it that way, there's a little more I get the mindset, but.
Well, for those that are wanting to rebuild, they should, they're saying rebuild. This team is not competitive, which is crap. I mean, this team is definitely competitive when we had Kirk on the team. And we were competitive last year with the worst defense and second worst defense in the league, probably our worst defense of all time, in my opinion. I've seen some bad ones. We usually didn't have very many bad ones, but yeah, we're completely competitive with that. And yeah, I do think we're defensive players away from making a difference, which I think if we were serious about, hey, we thought exactly this year we were, going to win, we have a shot, then we probably shouldn't draft a QB, right? But also, Kwesi's a guy that keeps an eye on the future, and he's talked about that. I basically go off of whatever Kwesi says, because honestly, he's been pretty fucking honest to the press, right?
Yeah.
I don't see where he's fooled anybody at any point. He's actually been pretty honest. So yeah, he's talked about getting that guy for the future, but thinking about now. And I think he does do that, right? I think he does, get a guy.
I think there's just a limit.
The guys that want to try Justin Jefferson, if you're talking rebuild, then what better way to rebuild than one of the best left tackles in the league trading him and one of the best receivers in the league trading him? You would get multiple first rounds and then some, and maybe some players,
And then to this comment here, Darisaw, he's a franchise left tackle, you sign him. But Addison, and here's the thing, if you're gonna, and that's kind of one of the things you got to think about. If you're gonna be paying a receiver at a receiver elite money, then the Addison position, that number 2 wide receiver, that becomes a position you just got to keep redrafting. Honestly, I hate to say it, it comes to a point where Addison, unless you can get him for a deal, would probably leave, and then you would just have to draft his replacement. If you and that's kind of part of.
And all those drafts
part of the plan
work
from a
out.
GM perspective.
Yeah.
And that's the point too. You're trading for these guys, but they're going to work out, right? We've missed on half our first round picks in the recent memory.
And
but I don't like that mindset, because the hope. Here's the thing: if you want to draft a quarterback, the hope is that Kwesi has learned something over his first 2 seasons.
You gotta hope.
That's why season 3
God, I hope.
is the big, like, we will know what this team is going to look like at the end of this season. Like, if Kwesi fucks up another draft, fucks up the quarterback position,
Did he fuck up this draft?
Kevin O'Connell keeps doing what he does.
I don't think he did.
But Kevin O'Connell keeps making the same mistakes, doesn't show out development. Then you're looking at this team like, oh shit, yeah, we got to do something here. Like, I get that, but so that's why season 3
I'm coming from a place that Kevin O'Connell actually grew this year.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, but that's the hope that you need. Like season 3, you keep seeing the building blocks from those two, as well as the players, as well as the future plan. If you don't start seeing that, then you like, it's fair to question after 2 years. I get that, but season 3. And that's why I'm kind of patient here. I want to see what they do. I'm not getting upset over anything right now. I want to see what they do year 3, because that is going to tell you a shit ton about the future of this team.
Yeah, it will. And plus, I mean, after that's the thing about this year. I mean, either we'll see what happens with Kirk Cousins if he gets signed before the draft or whatever, but either, which I think he will if he's going to be here. We'll see what happens if we don't, and then we draft a quarterback or whatever. So we're going to find out this year about JJ, if he's going to decide like we have what he wants here or whatever. Anybody thinks, obviously everybody's just speculating things for JJ anyways. Who knows what he's really thinking? But if that is the case, we'll find out this year. So that's the positive thing, is like, you're find out this year. So he's going to have a year no matter what. If he doesn't sign this year, things are obviously wrong. And then at that point, then you have no place to trade him or no.
I got a question.
One more thing is with Jordan Addison. Obviously, yeah, he is on a 5. He still has 4 years left on his rookie deal after this. And again, I mean, for Justin Jefferson's contract, just like Kirk Cousins' contract, did not look nearly as bad as it did at the end of it, as it did in the beginning of it. When Justin Jefferson's towards the end of that contract, it's not going to seem that big of a deal.
Depends on if it's backloaded. That's
whatever we end up doing, which is possible. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, that's still another thing too, is like in the future, things are a lot different. So I don't really worry too much about how what's the situation is going to be in like 4 or 5 years financially.
Here's just a simple question, and I think it could be easily answered. They re-signed Kirk Cousins for 2 years. Does JJ sign, extend?
I think so.
All right. So my thoughts on.
I do think.
One
thing. Just one thing is, I do think if I'm JJ, I am really worried about the successor of Kirk Cousins. So I don't think it is just whether or not Kirk Cousins signs. I want Kirk Cousins to sign, and I want to know that you're serious about grabbing a guy that can be here after him. You know, if I'm JJ, like, you're not banking that Kirk Cousins is going to play at a high level throughout his late 30s, right?
And
so if I'm JJ, it's not just Kirk Cousins. If I'm JJ, I'm going to want to be able to have a good quarterback, and I want a successor. Obviously,
that was the longest yes I ever heard.
Okay, look, it's okay.
No, it's the longest.
But it's not like, let's say Kirk Cousins gets an extension. It's not like Justin Jefferson is going to be sitting there in line with his pen, being like, "Guys, I'm next. I want next." Like, it's not going to be that way. He's going to be like, "Okay, you got Kirk, cool. So this year, I see you guys are going to try to keep us competitive." But if I'm JJ, I'm still sitting there being like, "But what does the future look like?" Because I know.
Okay, here's the future. Here's the future. We just re-signed Kirk, and we had over $100 million in cap space next year. We're going to go after it. Is his pen ready yet?
To do what? Sorry, I missed your second.
Is his pen ready after saying, "Hey, we re-signed Kirk and we got $100 million next year. We're re-signing Hunter. We're going to extend Darius on 25."
I don't think he's immediately looking to sign. I think he's saying, like, "Okay, you're showing me you have a quarterback for this year. Cool, but
I don't think these players are that ignorant. I just don't think these players are that ignorant. If fans can look and be like, if I'm some of these players, I'm also questioning if Kirk Cousins has what it take to win a Super Bowl. They might not. I don't know what it's going on.
I've done several polls on that. I could tell you the results, but
yeah, but that's from fans.
You won't like the answer. But
yeah, I want you to do a polls with players that have played in the NFL and then tell me what it says then, because I don't.
The ones that ranked him 45 in the top 40 best players in the league. You mean the players that ranked him the top 40 best players in the league this past year?
With Kirk Cousins?
I digress.
I'm talking about players on your team. I'm just saying.
My point is, Kwesi, like any good GM, does not want to leave shit to chance, and free agencies before the draft. And he is looking at either re-signing Kirk or not re-signing Kirk. If he doesn't re-sign Kirk, he's going to the draft, picking 11th. How much leverage does he have to trade up? I mean, he does. People are going to say, you need a quarterback to get up here. Right. You're going to have to give me that. I just don't think Kwesi, and this is not me, I think the writing's on the wall, and I think you both can admit that Kwesi's not going to want to go into the draft with Nick Mullins and Cousins playing for Atlanta. He's already signed with Atlanta. Yeah. He's not waiting for us to see what we do in the draft. He might. Who knows? That might be a situation. But most likely he's ready to go by that point, right? By the draft, right? So if you haven't re-signed him, then you're going in the draft with Nick Mullins as your number one quarterback right now, and then you're going into the draft like that, and you have to get a quarterback, or you're fucking hot seat number one, man. I don't think GMs or coaches think, you know what? Let me see if I can get on that hot seat. I think they're going to try to extend it as much as they can, and that's why I'm always talking about how they're wanting to resign Kirk. There's nothing that's telling me that they don't want to do it.
I don't think they don't want to. I think there's a price there, and I think there's
obviously.
Yeah, but I think there's a real.
I want $50 million. No,
I know, but I think there's a real chance that price is not what Kirk is going to want. If that's the case, and I would never blame Kirk. He's for sure going to get paid.
I wouldn't blame Kirk either. I would blame Kwesi. Not having a plan going into this year. Well, because going into the draft with your starting quarterback being Nick Mullins.
It doesn't mean he's going to not sign one of these free agents of Ryan Tannehill, Gardner Minshew. There's Jameis Winston's out here in this draft.
Those are exciting.
I would be okay if they're going to be like dirt cheap.
Kobe Brissett.
If they're going to be like under $10 million. I'm sorry, but like I would not mind seeing Gardner Minshew quarterback this team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I think if Kirk Cousins goes somewhere else, they're going to get.
Like I said before the show, then add $28 million to it.
Yeah, who cares? You're gonna have to pay that no matter what, and you're gonna have to pay another $60 million that you're gonna have to push off somewhere else if you sign him 2 more years. That $28 million is here no matter what. If you sign him to a 2-year, $30 million.
Was it $28 million last year?
So 28. So if it's $28 million this year, that's got to pay that's got to get paid no matter what. Now, if you sign Kirk Cousins to 2 years,
already paid. It's already paid. It's just
your thing is with Kirk Cousins, they can push it down as many years as he wants.
You're talking about how cheap that next quarterback will be. Will you immediately take a $28 million hit? That's great
for next year, but again,
for 2024.
I don't think we're aiming for next year. If we lose Kirk Cousins, next year isn't the year that we're going to be trying to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, we're not.
No,
I believe we're not.
So if we do not sign Kirk Cousins, that's $60 million of future money that's off the books. And we pay $28 million this year, and then next year we don't even have to worry. We're in a way better salary cap situation than if we sign Kirk Cousins, who is probably going to bring us to the same spot, and he's just going to be an expensive.
Why is it so hard for me to just say that? Yeah, whatever quarterback you sign this year, it's $28 million. Can we just acknowledge that and move on?
Yeah, I know. And then
you're making it sound like. We have to sign Kirk, otherwise it's going to eat $28 million. I'm just pointing out that you're trying to sell the community.
You're trying to point it out to
moving on. We're moving on, but no, we got $28 million still.
You're trying to say that financially keeping Kirk Cousins is the right move, and I just don't agree with that.
Gardner Minshew made $3.5 million here. If you sign him for $3.5 million, add $28 million onto that, I'm fine with that for one.
Yeah, $31.5 million and zeros from the next.
You're signing him to be the backup.
Yeah, no,
you're signing him to if we lose.
Oh, starters command $3.5 million.
He's starting this year. He's not going to come in here asking for $10 million. No chance Gardner Minshew is going to be asking for $10 million.
Yeah.
Is
he going to be as good of a quarterback as Kirk Cousins? No. But you just drafted a quarterback, and you just drafted your future quarterback, and you're not prioritizing this year compared to when that quarterback goes into his prime.
Again, I'm just saying we got $28 million cap hit.
Yeah, but you're saying
no matter what you're adding $28 million, you're thinking,
so let's say $5 million. I'm fine with that for 1 year.
Okay.
Then you're done with
Here we go. Gardner Minshew. Gardner, you're coming in to compete. That's what you got to do to get him at that level of pay.
Well,
You're
yeah,
not
well,
just
hey,
like
we're signing,
Baker
but guess
Mayfield.
what?
They
We're
did
I
that
mean,
to
even
Baker
if it's
Mayfield.
$5 million, even if it's $5 million, whatever it is, $7 million.
We're drafting the number one quarterback. Minshew, come compete against him.
Yeah.
Yes. He does. Yeah. He's in a spot in his career where he's got to compete for a starting job. That would
How many other teams
that would literally
are
be
also
the best opportunity Minshew's ever had in his career.
Dave. Come on now.
Minshew would be the best thing ever in his career right now is if he was be able to compete with the starting job because he's not.
I love this plan, guys.
And throw to Justin Jefferson.
Gardner Minshew.
If we lose on Kirk Cousins wants too much money. And we ended up with
I would stick
Minshew.
with Nick Mullins. We got him under contract for $2 million.
Dude, Nick Mullins isn't as good as Minshew.
He can't be a consistent long-term starter.
Minshew's only signing for 1 year prove-it deal at $3.5 million. That's the plan.
The plan is to draft a quarterback in the first round and bring a bridge quarterback in here until that quarterback is ready, which there's a chance that we draft a quarterback who
We're going to waste a year of that rookie quarterback.
He might even be good week one. We don't know. Anthony Richardson was ready to go.
It's not wasting a year when he gets to sit.
Well, he said earlier that we'd be wasting 2 years of a rookie quarterback.
No, if we had Kirk Cousins and he was the starter for the next 2 years, yeah, you'd be wasting 2 years of a rookie contract.
Look, okay. Here's my thing, and Dave, I'm pretty
paying $30 million a year at least.
But like you should know, I'm more positive Kirk than I am anti Kirk, and I think that's like I like Kirk Cousins. I think with the good team around him, he can win a Super Bowl. Not all quarterbacks can say that, but he does need it to be pretty much perfect around him. So I am more pro than anti Kirk Cousins. But if he's asking for I'm sorry, and if he's asking for like $30-ish, $35 million a year. I'm just not. I think it's going to take. I think it's a pay raise of like 36, 37. Really is looking to draft their quarterback and build towards the future.
But now you're telling me about the future plan, and now you're telling JJ we're going to go after Gardner Minshew. That's your selling point.
You're telling him that we're drafting. Your selling point is we're drafting a quarterback in the first round.
Yes, we're bringing in Gardner Minshew, who's a competent. And here's the thing: everybody says. This season, the second half of this season showed a greater appreciation for Kirk Cousins. In a way, yes. I think the second half of this season showed a great appreciation for competent quarterback play. Competent quarterbacks who don't turn the ball over consistently. So if you bring in a competent, you're telling me we have a competent quarterback in Gardner Minshew. Our plan is to find our guy in the draft. They're going to compete. And we're going to get that quarterback of the future for you. Is he going to start for sure year one? No, but he very well could start year two. So here's our future plan. Do you like it or not? Here's your contract. Sign it if you want to. That's the plan. It doesn't have to be we're signing a guy right now to win now. It's going to be
so let me ask you this:
who will get you?
And like you said with
this is the thumbnail. Trade or no trade, Justin Jefferson. We all agree that we want to keep him. Your plan is go get a Gardner Minshew and draft it and try to get your franchise quarterback in the draft. Okay. Let's say my plan is extend Kirk for 2 years, do the same quarterback. We still try to get that quarterback in the draft. Justin Jefferson is because our goal, we all want him to stay. Which is the one that he prefers?
My goal is to win a Super Bowl, not keeping. I want to keep JJ 100%.
The thumbnail wasn't Jamie wants to win a Super Bowl. This is what we're gonna do. Should we trade or move on?
That's our goal you're saying our goal of the show.
Keeping Justin Jefferson makes it easier to build a team that can win the Super Bowl. That's my opinion.
I want to keep JJ.
So you agree with that? In your 3 to 4 year plan. In your 3 to 4 year plan. Justin Jefferson, I imagine, is a part of that because he's going to help that rookie, right, or that young quarterback, and that's the succession plan.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You think we will be more likely to win a Super Bowl with them than not likely? You're saying with Justin Jefferson.
Dude,
if we still have the same rookie quarterback that we're still moving on to, and we had 2 years of apparently just
What up,
competent
Frozen?
quarterback play.
Welcome back.
Listen,
dude.
you obviously don't watch enough Vikings. You don't obviously don't watch enough of this group's Vikings content to know it always ends up turning into Kirk Cousins.
He knows. No, I don't know, man. I just think
This is Justin Jefferson. I mean, we're trying to keep Justin Jefferson.
I want JJ around. I want JJ around. But if we lose Kirk Cousins and we draft a quarterback in the first round and JJ's doesn't like it,
which is a plan I'm okay with. Better be a damn good quarterback.
Yeah, better be. And at that point, like that's on JJ. Like I want JJ.
I even said if you failed on this quarterback, re-signing Justin Jefferson is you would eventually 2-3 years down the road be able to start over.
Sullivan, you just got to take that chance. I mean, you got to take your chance. I mean, there's a chance. There's a higher probability that we pick a quarterback in this draft that fails and we're fucked.
Steve, we do not have Kirk under contract. We can't trade him.
But we'll be screwed if, like, obviously. But hey, that's what you got to do to win a Super Bowl, and that's why we're all here. We all want to see a Super Bowl.
Here's even better solution. Kirk doesn't get 2 years guaranteed; he just gets 1.
Well,
right, I'm not completely.
And there's no trade clause. That's fucking awesome. We have.
I mean, I would probably. I won't be super mad. I would take it. I won't be mad. I won't be mad. But I'm also. I won't be mad if something like that happened, or even if we kept Kirk for a team-friendly deal. Do I think it's the smart play? I honestly don't think it is. Do I? I do like the whole, like I get it from some of the fan base perspective, seeing how bad this team looked without Kirk Cousins and not wanting to see a shit team. Does that mean it's?
Oh, it just proves we needed a competent quarterback.
Honestly, I think that's a 100% fair thing to say.
Yeah, that's a huge difference between people who are calling for Nick Mullins as a quarterback next year. Dave, it's crazy.
Tell me this. I'm going to bring one play to you. Tell me if this is competent quarterback play. You're getting sacked. Your ass is almost on the ground, and you throw it right into the hands of the defensive lineman.
How many times?
Is that
twice?
Is that competent?
He did it twice.
Nick Mullins is a great. You need him for 1-2 game spot starter. A season-long starter. He is not proven to be a high-end backup, let alone a low-end starter.
I'm not advocating starting Nick Mullins. I'm trying to avoid it.
Yeah, but you were saying
go on to Gardner Minshew.
You were.
I seen Kirk Cousins.
I like Gardner Minshew.
I saw Kirk Cousins throw one too. If you remember that earlier in the year. So is Kirk Cousins as bad as Nick Mullins?
No, Nick Mullins obviously.
No, Nick Mullins
did it twice.
Nick Mullins threw for almost 400 yards twice.
He started 3 games and he did it twice in 3 games, a 3-game stretch. I think a guy interceptions.
I think a guy that's behind trying to prove himself that does not have the starting job and that's gotten benched might be, and has been benched a lot in his career, probably is a little more worried about making a big play to prove himself and stuff. And honestly,
he hasn't proved it though. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. He's not.
No one's saying he's the guy.
He's not.
But apparently Gardner Minshew is. So let's go on.
I would prefer him over Nick Mullins. If we
why does it matter?
There's a real.
Right, don't you want a guy? Don't you want a guy that rookie can beat?
What do we do if?
What do you
think? Hey, there's a real scenario where we do not re-sign Kirk Cousins. That's a real scenario, whether you like it or not. What do you want if that happens and we do not re-sign Kirk Cousins? What direction do you think we should go from there?
We should both ways draft a quarterback. But you're saying,
and then what should we do at quarterback now?
We need to draft some. We need to go out and sign a free agent, a quarterback. We already got 2 under. We need to spend money on a quarterback.
A bridge quarterback. That's only if some people would rather have Nick Mullins and see us win 1 or 2 games this year, and that's fine.
Why would we want a bridge quarterback? I thought the whole idea is if we want to rebuild, we need to tank.
No, I'm not saying. I never said rebuild. Neither of us have been talking about we need to do a rebuild. This is the idea where you get a guy for cheap.
Gardner Minshew is going to do what for us?
That can make you good enough.
To lower our draft pick.
No, it's just going to do more than
I deal with this on a weekly basis about how we should have lost to the Saints and we would have got 5 more picks. And I deal with this on a weekly basis, and every day I see on Twitter. We're getting Gardner Minshew so we can win 7-8 games or 6 or 5.
All right, but just answer my question. My question. We do not re-sign Kirk Cousins.
Right.
All right. What do you want to see? So you're cool with rolling with Nick Mullins and then drafting a quarterback?
I think he's got to do whatever he can to get up to the top 3 quarterbacks.
Okay, and then but do you think
I say move on from Kwesi?
So, all right. Well, yeah.
He's fucked this up. That's
Well,
what I'm thinking.
Let's jump in.
I'm hard truth in it.
I don't agree with that yet.
Yeah, let's
if he doesn't re-sign Kirk and he fails to get one of those top guys, but there's hard truth in it. I want to move on, man. I want to move on.
No, because all top 3 teams need a quarterback. Like,
yeah, let's go to the quarter.
Back the top 3.
Yeah, hold on. Back to Dave's question from an hour ago. Back to Dave's question from an hour ago, which was, how do you think we approach this quarterback in the draft situation? So we'll change the complete subject here and go into this. So yeah, to Casey's point, the Bears, who potentially could use probably should draft a quarterback, but if they don't, they're not trading to us for sure. So whoever's up at number 1 is drafting a quarterback. Number 2 is going to be Washington, who need a quarterback. They went and tried to bench Sam Howell, and it didn't work out. So they're going to need so they're going to want a quarterback at number 2. Number 3, obviously for the Patriots, the quarterbacks are not working out. Mac Jones was benched. Bailey Zappi's benched. Going back to someone else, I don't know, just a mess there. New coach, everything. Belichick's gone. They need a quarterback bad. So that means the top 3 quarterbacks need a team. And if it's true what happened last year with the Colts at number 3 and Anthony Richardson, we tried, and it's the rumor's true that we tried really hard to move up there, but the Colts wanted a quarterback so bad that they decided to sit there and pick at 3 anyways. We could be in a similar situation this year. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we can go in the top 3. But the problem is there is 3 teams in the top 3 that could easily go quarterback.
Okay, and if we don't get the guy, I'd say it would make sense for one of the other guys like a Pickens or a JJ McCarthy. I think it's very smart for us to go with the team we got right now until they're ready. So, Kwesi's fired. If we get to the situation where I got JJ McCarthy,
it could be
I have those guys as 25% chances of hitting.
Well, what if
those guys as 25% chances of hitting?
What if it's like, what if we pick someone else with our first pick and we either sit in the second round, grab, let's say one of them are left, whatever, and you pick them, or we move up to grab our guy later in the second round. So we use our first round.
I have no problem. I have no problem with that if we got it. But again, I'm a guy I'm thinking we got a great offense and I just need a better defense.
I think the Vikings offense, is a center and a quarterback away from being Super Bowl caliber. 2 good receivers, tight end, 2 good tackles. Your guard play is whatever, but if you got like a big time center up in the middle, you're good. And then plop a quarterback back there.
Does this mean you think Stafford is like an elite quarterback that took his team to the Super Bowl? Or
he wasn't. I mean, I would consider him.
He led the league in interceptions that year.
He was pretty good.
No, I mean, what are you saying?
Well, you're saying that we can't win it with Kirk, right?
No.
Well, yeah,
first off, quarterback.
I'm saying as of right now, we have no quarterback on this team right now. We have no.
Oh yeah, okay. You're just saying we have no quarterback on the team right now.
Yes,
okay,
I'm saying center, quarterback. We need those right now. Like,
yeah, we need those. I'm just saying that we didn't. If Kirk's resigned, we don't have one.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
No worries. I was just wondering. I didn't get that. I was like, God, man. I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, because Bradbury played better, but I've said it all year long. Like,
yeah, he can't handle the big D tackle, honestly, it might be the coaching side of the scheme or whatever. And honestly, when Kirk and Nick Mullins move the guys around, but when you could see that, and honestly, Mullins did it more than anybody. That's why I think he's competent, because we moved the ball and he looked very good about getting people in the right place.
He did,
power,
and that's fair. Like
I like that.
That's what I'm saying about that.
In the 20s, he was really good. But anyway, going back to my Bradbury's a good center in a run-heavy offense, in like in a drop-back passing offense. He's just not big enough to handle, like you said, the big D tackle.
He can't handle it, and that's one of my things I said was I needed a guard or a center to upgrade this offense, and maybe more the center, honestly.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think. But anyway, but I mean, a center, and then yes, you do need a running game as well. But I think this offense is right there. It has pretty much everything you need outside of a couple positions. That yes, it's going to be. You don't just find quarterbacks. I get that. No matter which direction you go, but you just need to find.
Yo, one thing real quick, everybody in here.
Hey, we had our most views in months.
Yeah.
And
let's go, everybody in here. Go join my boy RAP Vocal Vikes Discord here. This is going to be a spot where everybody in our communities can go and talk their shit. So everybody download Discord, jump in there for your boy RAP rap with Purple Pocket Podcast, now Vocal Vike.
But no, Dave, you are right. It's funny because everybody, and I'm included in this obviously because I get dragged into your guys' discussions. But like, I think like everybody says I'm tired of Kirk Cousins, but everybody loves talking about him because everybody loves preaching their sides and like being angry or everybody likes to be angry in this fandom.
It's just a big
reason. I don't quite get it. We're all miserable because a lot of us live in cold, like are a fan.
Hey,
of
what up,
State,
Justin?
maybe I don't know, but I don't know. It's just yes, I think this offense is close. Center, quarterback, I think you're going to be fine. I do think Ty Chandler is serviceable. I do think you probably do need to upgrade the running back position for sure. But yeah, and then the defense, no, the defense isn't there yet. Like you need an edge rusher. You pretty much need a guy at every position, and it's tough. Like, and that's why, like I said, I see like people
like on defense.
Kwesi. I think Kwesi. I'm going to judge Kwesi a lot more after his third season. Like this next year for me will be big on where I lean. Because right now I'm here. He's made some good moves.
Well, yeah, I would wait till the third season was over before I'd fire him.
But everybody's out here saying like he hasn't been a good GM so far. I'm like, you can't. His second draft, yes, he had misses, yes, but first round pick hit on Addison, that's huge, right? The first draft, I don't judge him off that because it's his first time doing the job. Like, how many of you walked into your job on your first day and you were perfect at it? I doubt any of you. So I mean, it's one of those things. Like, after year 3, I will judge him more. Like I
wouldn't fire him right after the draft. I would wait.
What up, Timothy?
I'd wait till the next offseason. But speaking of the defense, like say you signed Danielle Hunter. I mean, Harrison Phillips is a good player, right? Yeah. So you got a good player there. He's not he's not the nose tackle you want, but he's a good player.
Right.
Then you got Hicks, who's playing great. I mean, he's old, but he's 30. He'll be 32, I think, right? So, I mean, you got him. I honestly, Murphy started playing a lot better at the end of the season. We saw how bad the defense played without him. So, I mean, I think he's good enough to be a number 2 corner, right? And then you got your safeties. I think we're as good as any team in the league with the safeties. So what do I think and then in Pace, that's another off-ball linebacker that's pretty good. So we got 2 good off-ball linebackers. We got a good defensive end, and we got a good D tackle or D end. He would play probably D end if we went and got a nice nose tackle. So I mean, I think we got 5 to 6 good starters on defense, and then if one of them gets re-signed on a prove-it deal because of the injury, we filled that rotational edge rusher, and now we got 4 more starters to go get. Honestly, I don't think we're that far off. Honestly, that's personally. I think those are good players.
Yeah, I mean, but and I've seen people talk about the depth, which I think is a good point. Like there isn't a ton of depth on the team, and that is something that needs to be built for sure.
And that's not including the fact that Roy can step up. I don't know if Tonga can. Someone says he's 28. And then that's if Booth steps up. He graded out well whenever he played.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, one of the best corners on the team if you go by the grades, right? And I think the only time you saw him get beat was the preseason game, right? So it's like, yeah, I think we got some internal and honestly, I posted this a while back. One guy I think that's going to step up.
Come on,
was the outside linebacker we got from Army. I want to see that guy after a year of conditioning in the NFL.
Oh, he still has a chance to be something,
and he got playing time. So I'm like, just think about what he could turn into, and then you go get a couple free agents and draft like you said, maybe that first round we draft the best edge rusher available, and we somehow get McCarthy late second or early second or late second or first or Pickens.
Yeah.
So guys, okay. First off, if you can't handle other people's opinions, then what do you watch this stuff for anyway? Like, come on. Leaving because someone has a different opinion is pretty fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. I can't stand that bullshit. Like,
that's fucking rude, Skol Mafia. I've been nothing but
that's
nice
pretty much
to
the
you.
way it is. If you can't handle other people's opinions, and what are you watching?
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean, I appreciate, and that's the thing. It's like everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like everybody toss it in the comments. I have to read things I don't agree with.
Yeah, this guy.
I just sit here and I do it.
I even tried to look for I even tried to look for opportunities down in Florida for this guy. It's kind of hurtful.
He's good. Hey,
No,
at the end, it's all love here. It's all love here, no matter what. Like,
I'm just
people
saying,
might
like,
get annoyed by
you
people,
can't
and it
see
is
it.
what it is. But it's all love here. It's all love from both sides. From both sides. As long as no one's saying anything super disrespectful or whatever. But it is love.
I don't know.
Oh, I got love from Dylan. I might be right.
Definitely. At the same time, though, obviously, just be careful saying stuff. And I don't know. I don't think people I don't know. People get angry, say stuff they don't want to say. But
yeah,
be nice.
But anyway, back to trading Justin Jefferson. So we're all in agreement. No, right? No full rebuild. No trade Justin Jefferson. I think that's kind of where we.
Yeah. So actually, I'll bring this up real quick, and then we can bounce out of here. I did start the 13 votes on the poll. 77% is at keep right now. 23% is at trade. So one thing I was going to do is I'm going to bring up
that one, Mateo. I agree with that one. The Kirk Cousins conversations do get tiring.
There's just, it's just the conversations
as well.
It's a conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has different opinions how we can get there, and it is a passionate conversation.
He's really a free agent. We don't have a starting quarterback, and we don't talk about Kirk Cousins. Sorry.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of these guys are in the chat right now. Listen to Score North.
Yeah.
And love them.
Right.
And
well, at least
I have no. And they. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about. I can't see avoiding talking about the quarterback that's a free agent right now, and we don't have one. So yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't talk about that. Sorry, guys.
We're good here.
That was important.
Yeah. No, it's obviously, hey, I mean, there's going to be a lot of the Kirk Cousins. The reality is there's half the fan base who wants Kirk Cousins, and there's half that isn't. It's not like it's a black and white situation. It's not like one obvious is right and or not. Or
not
whatever,
even half, man.
I mean, want Kirk Cousins long term and think we're gonna win with Kirk Cousins, but
about 73.
But yeah, K-Fan, all those, everybody has people where you like some of them, you like some of their takes, and you don't agree with some of their takes. It is what it is. Hey, Skol TY, like I said before, it does not matter what we think about Cousins. What matters is how teammates in front office think. If they think they can win with him, it does. It does.
And that's where I come from.
And then that's where
right. And that's where I come from.
Are the Wills
100% of the time.
Yeah. And then that just opens up a whole other can of worms with this whole conversation.
When I talk about Kirk Cousins, is exactly what I talk about is what the Vikings think, because my opinion means jack shit. It means jack shit, and I just go off what I see from the team. I don't know why. I don't want to be blind to that, and I don't want to I don't want to be telling people, guys, I 100% think we're moving on from Kirk Cousins. Or someone is telling me that Rap is telling me that Justin Jefferson watches college football and he's looking at those guys looking at his chops and he wants to move on. He wants to go get that guy. But
that's a real possibility.
I mean,
that's the thing too. Is same. I mean, the players' things goes both ways because nobody's in the locker room. Like just because someone says like I want Kirk Cousins around or whatever, it doesn't mean they automatically think like this is the best scenario for me to win a championship. Like I don't believe any of that. Like the players could think a lot differently than like no one's saying like he's our guy. He's our future. He's the one that's going to win us the Super Bowl. Like, I don't see any of that. So there's a lot of, when it comes to players and stuff, like no one's going to be coming out and saying Kirk Cousins isn't good enough to win us a Super Bowl. I've never seen anybody say that about their quarterback ever. And you can't tell me there's not one single player that sits there and in the back of their mind, they don't say it out loud. Probably. I'm assuming you don't because that's going to start shit in the locker room. But you can't tell me there's not one player on this team who's not sitting there thinking like maybe Kirk Cousins. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is.
Hey, Too Evil. Wasn't that the movie where they found out that they actually had the right quarterback in house though? Isn't that how draft day ended? And then they traded the pick back.
I forget how that ended.
Yeah, because remember because they had that quarterback that hurt his. I think they actually had the quarterback coming back off of injury, and they're like, "Man, I was watching him on the practice field. He can really spin the ball. We got to get rid of this first overall pick because it was funny because the number one overall pick in that draft they thought would be a bad locker room guy and it just
nobody went to his birthday party.
Was the flashy stats and everything exactly. So it's like one of those things where like
that doesn't matter.
Traded back out of the first overall pick again. But anyway, that
doesn't matter. You drafted talent. It doesn't matter about anything else.
But that's
people got mad at me when I talk about Caleb Williams.
That's just kind of a scenario where
that's the thing when people say to me, when people say stuff publicly, even then you have to take it with some sort of grain of salt. Like I do believe like if Quezzy's going to say like, we want Kirk Cousins, I look at it as like, yeah, he wants Kirk Cousins, but he's also not saying like, hey, I'm doing whatever it takes to bring Kirk Cousins back. Like they did when KOC and Quezzy did come in here the first year. It was like, no, we're doing whatever it takes to keep him around, but that's not coming out of their mouth anymore. So it's like, it doesn't mean they don't want him, but it doesn't mean they think that's the best option. I don't know. You don't see ananybody come out and just.
I got excited when Kirk Cousins texted me telling me he'd be ready for OTAs. Sound pretty good.
Hey, Steve, by the way, none of us are happy that you don't need a quarterback. We all wish.
Yeah, I know. I'm honestly, I'm going to have a video about it, actually.
I'm a little upset by that.
Anyway, so back to the Kirk Cousins thing, and then we'll get out here. One thing I wanted to do is like, or not Kirk Cousins, but Justin Jefferson, is if we were to trade him, is there any sort of price that you'd be like, okay, we can't give this up? And if that is, what do you guys think of the Bleacher Report thing that did go around here, that had us trading Justin Jefferson this offseason, trading him to the Cardinals with receiving a 2024 first-round pick, number 4 overall, 2025 first-round pick, and a 2024 third-round pick? Would you guys be interested in that in any way possible?
I would need one more first. I know you're never going to get.
Well, for one, Cardinals have more problems than just getting a freaking a Justin Jefferson. So
yeah, I don't see this trade's going to happen.
I think this is just a ridiculous thing. No, I wouldn't do this.
Still though, I mean, it's one of those things Quezzy would have to at least look at, and he'd probably try to improve upon it.
Yeah,
like I would only do it if you turn this into this and add this. Only way I'd even consider it.
All right.
Cardinals would be the team we'd potentially be able to trade up to.
What up, Skol affiliated?
But if we trade Justin Jefferson, that's going to be Harrison Smith or Marvin Harrison Jr. That's his name, right? The receiver, Ohio State.
Frozen North, and you are right there. It's like, I mean, anytime a general manager, head coach goes up on the podium, like Jamie said, you do got to take anything they say with a grain of salt, because they're
unless they're like straight up like, we're keeping this guy here, like that's different than some of the other stuff that they say.
I mean, because I also heard Rick Spielman one time say we have no intention of trading Percy Harvin at this time, and guess what? Percy Harvin was traded next week.
Definitely happen, of course, because no GM's gonna come out and say you're gonna lose all leverage. There's a lot of stuff you have to be careful of saying in public, even for Justin Jefferson. Like, I do think Justin Jefferson likes Kirk Cousins. I do think he'd want to play with it, but it doesn't. His comments didn't come off to me like Kirk Cousins has to be here or I'm gone, like type of stuff. But anyways, one thing I was interested in was, what if this trade was, we trade Justin Jefferson, we got a three team trade. We trade Justin Jefferson to the Cardinals. We got the 2024 first round pick. We take Cardinals first round pick and the third round pick and our 11th overall pick to move to number 3. And we're sitting at number 3 and 4. This
and then
year.
You go like Jaden Daniels, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. You might be able to sell me on that. But no.
That's the thing. If we traded JJ, it'd be like, then you go grab a Marvin Harrison, but we need a quarterback first.
Or like Mateo said, not enough, going to need more picks at least another second. Then he brought this up to us. Unless we can draft Jaden, and then with the 11th pick, trade up to get neighbors. Exactly. So
Mateo just wants all the LSU players.
You would need to get your quarterback, and then you would need to get another potential superstar wide receiver.
Yeah.
To even make this, like, I would do it. Because otherwise you bring in your quarterback, and he's throwing to Jordan Addison, sure. But Jordan Addison, I'm still not convinced he's going to be a true elite number 1 wide receiver.
Well, the thing is with him, I do like, obviously I say every single time that I like Jordan Addison a lot, but and I think skill wise, I think he's going to have all the skill in the world to be a wide receiver 1. But like you said, it is like when you think of a real, like right now, Devonta Smith, I think he's a wide receiver 1, but he just doesn't bring like the wide receiver 1 stuff that AJ Brown does because of his size. But Devonta Smith, I mean, he kills it. Like even the last game with AJ Brown gone, he still racked up almost 150 yards or whatever. So that's like the thing with Jordan Addison. It's like I feel like to have like an absolute wide receiver one, you feel like you probably have to have some sort of size in there with it to some extent. But with but like I like to call him like a wide receiver 1B. I think he has all the skills to be a wide receiver 1. But like what you said, I don't know. Something there with the size, but maybe not. I mean, Stephon Diggs isn't huge. He's bigger than
I don't know, but
it's just
but again, and he very well could be. I just said at this point, I'm not convinced that he's like a true blue wide receiver 1. Like, I'm just saying, like, you'd have to get a guy that you believe could be.
Yeah,
if you were to make that.
If we got Marvin Harris, I could see if we were able to somehow get a trade where we got our quarterback and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, then you're sitting there like.
Then this is a little bit different, but that probably isn't happening.
No, that'd be tough. That'd be a tough sell. But
like anything else? Case. Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bring in Mike Evans to replace. No, Mike Evans is old and he's gonna still cost you over $20 million a year.
I think we just got out of that. We just got out of that. Now we were talking.
Rap's going to be like, let's keep it going.
We were talking about that the potential JJ trade brought up by Bleacher Report.
Yeah. Hey, with RAP in the building. Oh, I lost my.
Damn.
Oh, right here. Hey, everybody. Like I said before, this is a link to Rap's Discord where everybody can go and kind of talk their shit at any time of the day, anywhere. Discord's a sweet spot to get everybody together to be able to just talk throughout the day about all this stuff. So everybody should definitely go in there and hop in his Discord.
For sure.
But yeah, no. So that'd be like the one scenario of trading JJ is if I knew we were getting a guy like Marvin Harrison or something like that. But a quarterback of the future. Though.
Yeah, that'd be the only. I mean, if you're at 4, you're either getting one of the quarterback that falls or you're getting a Marvin Harrison Jr., right?
Yeah. So it'd be So like my scenario was, let's see if I can do this again.
And actually, it would actually be a good thing to ask since Rap wasn't around when you brought it up the first time. So I want to see what his take on that would be.
So again, this is
in his video, he said that he'd be fine with trading JJ if it meant Kirk went with him. So,
well, this one isn't to do with Kirk. So this one is. So obviously we don't take this trade, even though you're getting closer to an area where we're thinking of something. But if we traded Justin Jefferson for the 2024 first round pick by the Cardinals, number 4, and then we took their 25th, their 24th third round pick and our first round pick, number 11, and moved up to 3, and we were able to grab Jaden Daniels, and we're also sitting there at 4, and we were able to grab Marvin Harrison Jr. with the number 4 pick. Because do you think that would be enough for us if we gave them our first round pick this year, next year 2025 first rounder, and pick third round pick? Do you think that would be enough to move from 11 to 3?
Like you said, if you think the Bears are getting a quarterback, then it's nobody's gonna give up their top 3 picks. I was talking to a Bears fan today, and he thinks they're keeping Fields, and he thinks that they would trade to 3
with the Patriots
and take Marvin Harrison Jr.
Which I could see that.
Like they would have a bidding war with the 2nd and 3rd pick.
Yeah,
and that's what I think. Situation.
Which the only problem that's honestly a scenario we kind of want, and here's
what you got to do. You got to trade with a team that ends up being the worst team in the league so you can get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, the Bears. See, that was
the plan all along.
By Poles. I guess Poles is just on another level. He's levels, bro.
He's
that's
insane. Chest, man.
I know, and he's gonna. But that is a good point though, because I agree. I don't know where I'm at with, who knows, but the Bears fans are definitely seem like keep Justin Fields around, get a haul for that number 1 overall pick, and then if it is with the Patriots, that's kind of where we want, because assuming at that point the Bears are going to go with probably a wide receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr., and then that means there'd be a quarterback left for the 4th pick with the Cardinals, and it does feel like the Cardinals are going to stick with Kyler Murray in their situation. They are with him, and that would be the team that would give us an opportunity to move up.
Or though, do the Bears go to trade down again because the team wants to jump up and make sure they get a quarterback at 3?
Yeah,
like that would be like 3D chess. That would be like 60 chess for
yeah. Which I think
Which is what polls wanted to do with the Vikings, which is kind of why that didn't work out, apparently, from what.
Right. As long as Harrison becomes the best wide receiver in the NFL and we don't ask to trade him right before his contract year at 24 years old and act like it's running it back when we don't, with a 24-year-old wide receiver who hasn't even hit his prime yet and he's already the best wide receiver in the NFL. Yeah. Anyways, that's a good point too, which, if the Bears do trade back to 3, you'd have to think like that their plan was like they wanted to make sure they got a player, assuming that they probably already passed up better trades as far as getting more before that trade, So, I mean, at least that's what you'd hope for.
They could be the Oklahoma City Thunder of the NBA, where they build a good team and they're still like, damn, we still have a lot of first round picks. What do we do with them all?
I know, dude, that'd be annoying. I play 52 pickup. I'd settle for jersey 84 being retired.
Yeah, because no one else that ever wears it. No one else that ever wears it actually doesn't.
I mean, Oliver's solid, but he is what exactly we expected him to be, which I liked it. But
actually, Steve, Chris Carter, right back here, you can't see it because of the glare. That's a picture of his 1,000th reception. I'm a huge Chris Carter guy.
I like Chris Carter, but he's not better than Randy Moss, bro. Are you kidding me? Randy freaking Moss? Randy the Freak Moss, bro? No. Trust the process. I was trying to think of a play on words with that, but I don't think there was. We had one with the Timberwolves called the Rossess or whatever with what was our old GM for the Timberwolves name?
Oh, the guy that got caught messing around with
with one of his the Rossess. You don't think that you don't think they do you, Casey? Wait, what?
That Chris Carter is better than Randy Moss? Is that what you're asking me?
Dude, Timberwolves are for sure winning those before. Dude, the Timberwolves are exactly what we've all wanted, what we would love to see from the Vikings. Like the way they've been able to, but it all started off with getting the number 1 overall pick, getting a guy like Anthony Edwards, and then building the pieces around him, even going out to go grab a guy like Rudy. Yeah, he said, yeah.
I mean, okay, no, because Randy
Moss.
Whoa,
I thought that shouldn't even be a question, bro.
Because Randy Moss was just an athletic freak, right? But they were two totally different wide receivers.
Oh yeah, they were for sure.
But like, if you're asking me which one's like the more talented, like, I mean, the things that Randy Moss could do. Chris Carter was Chris Carter was what we want Addison to be, that amazing route runner, precise, catching touchdowns. Like, love what I get out of Jordan. Like, I love Chris Carter.
He's a Packer fan, by the way, Rap.
But I do think that Randy Moss, things he could do out there were unmatched.
Oh yeah, elite. Obviously, the greatest deep threat of all time.
They're still like, you still don't see. You see good receivers, but you don't see.
And I would go so far to say I think Justin Jefferson's the second best Vikings wide receiver of all time. I would go that far. Even though obviously you might say he needs years, but there's no question in the 4 years he's been here, all 4 years Justin Jefferson's been here is light years compared to Chris Carter. I think Justin Jefferson's the second best wide receiver. It goes, I don't know really much about before, to the 2000s, but Randy Moss, Justin Jefferson, Chris Carter, Diggs, Thielen. Based on talent, not just, I mean, I would choose Adam Thielen over Diggs, but as far as like who's the better receiver,
Anthony
Diggs
Carter was
the
good
better.
too. Oh, Rap, by the way,
Anthony Carter was. I don't know a lot about Anthony Carter, to be honest.
By the way, Rap, Steve's a cool Packers fan. He's not angry.
He is cool.
Sorry,
he's a cool Packer.
That's a joke.
Yeah. Steve's our guy for sure. Steve's the shit. But you have to give him a little break watching it from a Packers perspective instead of, because Moss is, I mean, man, you can argue that Moss was the freaking GOAT.
Anthony Edwards did say he wanted to play quarterback, or did he want to play quarterback in the NFL? Is that what he said? He thinks he could do it? Or was it wide receiver?
He's probably said every position, and I'm not even kidding. And he's probably serious, and that's why Anthony Edwards is great. He literally thinks he probably could come out here and play any position and like be an all pro at it, which is very ignorant. But hey, sometimes that's what you need, that kind of mentality, and that's why he's a beast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Moss is the GOAT. Moss is the GOAT. He's my
I mean,
goal.
it's just
Sure.
I love Chris Carter, and Chris Carter is super consistent. But like you see receivers that do that, like route running, good catching, like all that type of stuff. Randy Moss, you don't see people that play the game the way, like just that deep threat ability. Just
not like him.
No, like you don't like you. And I don't want to say you see a lot of Chris Carter. Chris Carter was a special player, but like you don't see you see more Chris Carters than you see Randy Mosses throughout the league.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, no one's like Randy Moss is like the goat of breaking a game open, right? Like it's just he brings in it's an element that's probably the most important thing you could do in the NFL, right? Is a long touchdown. Like what beats a long touchdown? Nothing, right? And Randy Moss was the best at it from a receiver standpoint.
Dylan trying to poke the
Edwards is way better than Kurt. Edwards is it, man. We got a guy. We need our next quarterback to have the same mentality as Anthony Edwards.
Man, Chris Carter.
And I don't know. That's another thing with Jake Reed. Like I was what 98. I think I was like 7 years old in the 98 season. Like I didn't really get to see. I definitely didn't see much Anthony Carter, and I saw a little bit of Reed, but I was young, so. Pretty much the 2000s and forwards.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you hopping in. Even though you're a Packer fan, we appreciate you hopping in.
Yeah, you're a cool Packer fan. We'll take it. We don't
but I'm really like I know the 49ers are the Packers kryptonite, so I'm super happy you guys get them in the divisional round.
You're good, Frozen. Goes Reggie, JJ, Reggie, JJ, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada. Dang. I don't know. I know a lot of people might trash this, but I'm sorry. I don't get how you don't have Eminem in there. I'm sorry, but Eminem deserves to be in any list. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I ain't saying he needs to be the GOAT, but he deserves to be in anybody's list for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we're almost approaching 2 hours here, so we should probably any other thoughts before we call it an evening?
Yeah, probably.
The Wolves did win tonight. 124, 117. Probably should have been a little better.
Dang, we streamed through the whole game?
We did.
Damn.
We did.
Jamie's not allowed to go to the game anymore.
I know, that was hurt.
Right.
Eminem isn't on my list, of course. See, I don't get it though. It's just one of those things where I'm like, people have to just pick on Eminem. Like, there's a reason. Like, people don't want him to be the guy or something because that dude destroys people in rap. Like, he destroys people in rap battles. And I'm not trying to be like a biased person for Eminem. Like, he just compared to some of these other rappers, that guy is crazy. And other.
I wouldn't want to piss off Eminem.
Why?
No.
Biased why of Eminem?
Huh?
Why would you be biased for Eminem?
Just because I mean, I've always been an Eminem fan.
Okay, I got it.
I've been an Eminem fan,
I'm a Beastie Boys.
But I like them all. I like Tupac. I like Nas. I
only like white rappers.
And then other like J. Cole and what's his name?
I don't know. I think I only really like one song, and then I think he crushes everybody.
Dude, Eminem is
I like the 8 Mile song. What's it called? Lose Yourself.
Yeah, Lose Yourself.
Like that's the song I really like. Other than that, it's like I watch him destroy other people when they.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he destroys people. Like, it's just, I don't know. Some people just don't want him to be the guy, and I'm like, but he literally out raps people in battles. I mean, lyrically on.
Oh, if you want to see something really fucking cool,
Amy, he did kind of get you here. He did kind of get you here. That was actually it was a line.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that when Mateo wrote Eminem isn't on my list, and then I looked up and I'm like, oh shit.
Well, what I was going to say, if you want to see something cool,
thank you, Steve.
I know I missed it.
Thank you, Steve. Hey. I appreciate you, man. I was about to say, like, I like some rap songs, but overall, I like
metal too. I like rock. I like rock. I like some metal. Casey's like real metal.
May I have the floor? May I have the floor?
Yeah. What music? What music?
I said, if you want to see something cool, Eminem's 8 Mile, the deleted scenes, because they wanted him to save his voice, and those people were actually people that usually go to that thing.
Yeah.
And they were given they wanted to do a montage scene with all these people him battling other people instead of just those 3 guys. And so they had those guys come up and battle him, and they wanted Eminem just to pretend he was rapping, and they started booing him. So he goes, oh, is this mic on? Okay, here we go. And just fucking laid into the dude. That they started booing him. So yeah, he just pulled it out of nowhere, battled a guy he never met before in his life, and just destroyed him.
Dude,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was the making of, and they did that scene.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying like Eminem's should be in everybody's top 5 for sure. And I still think that's I like Disturbed's great, but I'd rather like you don't have to like Eminem's music, but to
you can appreciate the talent though.
I mean, that dude literally
lyrically,
he lyrically,
he
has the record for
rhyme
the
with
fastest.
orange.
He has exactly. He has like the fastest rap of all time.
Was a rap god?
Yeah, I think so. I think that broke the record, or maybe he did it again later, something like that. Like he has, and then obviously, I mean, he's known as just a straight killer in rap. I don't know what other areas are people coming from, like that would give someone the
people pay homage to him all the time when they call me a Kirk stan because Stan came from his rap.
Oh yeah.
He destroyed him.
They pay homage to him all the time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he has a cultural phenomenon.
Eminem. He did. Yeah. He did destroy him.
But when we're talking Disturbed, like you got to talk about like early 2000s Disturbed, because like recent Disturbed I haven't been as big of a fan of. But okay, and here's the point when I kind of like raised my eyebrows when I talked about when Jamie said a huge metal guy, because like I grew up on like 80s rock music. I didn't really get into metal till like the last probably 6-7 years. So like when I say like I'm a metal fan, I'm more like modern metalcore type stuff. Like, and like I've heard of Testament, I've heard of Anthrax, heard of all those bands, but I haven't actually like listened to them enough to like be able to do that. Like I'm not that big of a metalhead. It's more of a reason, like more like recent metalcore music is kind of my thing.
I'll check it out. Eminem's music isn't played in the
Ginger. I do like some Ginger.
See, that's the thing is like I don't like. It's fair to not like someone's music. Like there's nothing to do with that. I just don't see how someone sees what Eminem's done, and it's not like he's just because he sells albums. It's because he's legit good as fuck at rapping. Like
it's the same thing with like honestly, I might get stabbed for this one. The Beatles. I personally don't care for the Beatles. I don't care for their music, but at the same time, can sit there and be like, but I understand the impact that the Beatles had on rock music and music in general.
Yeah. And with Casey, like that's the thing is Casey, I just know Casey's that's his main shit is
right. That's a great choice.
Sweet Child of Mine, greatest rocks. Yeah, I actually agree. That was my favorite rock song of all time.
It has like just that opening like freaking guitar, man. It's
Eminem is ranked as the 6th wealthiest rapper. Which Drake's number 1. That's another thing. Drake's number, like I don't care about money and stuff because Drake's number 1. In my opinion, no way Drake's the top rapper in the game. I'm not a huge Drake guy, anyways, but I don't think Drake is. He doesn't come close to some of these guys. I did like. I know you mentioned Mateo mentioned Andre 3000. Yeah, I think Andre 3000 is a killer for sure. Though you match him up head to head. Yeah, his music. He doesn't seem like he's like, dude. He just came out with an album that is nothing but like a pickle flute, like the whole like this dude is not murdering anybody. Yeah, J. Cole. Like right now, J. Cole.
Ooh, Frozen.
I like J. Cole.
Dive deeper. Tell us what are your top 10? What are your top 10 GNR songs? I need to know now. If Sweet Child of Mine isn't in there, you got to have some deep cuts.
I like J. Cole. I think right now with whatever, I don't really not big into like a lot of the newer rap, but other than like guys like J. Cole, which is kind of a little bit older style in a sense, like his actual rap to me. Oh, I'd rather have a Kirk jersey. Yeah, I'm not a huge Drake guy, but Drake's like the big the big guy or whatever.
Bob, those two did a Crazy Train, I think, because Miles Kennedy is the Alter Bridge guy, right? I think they actually did a Crazy Train in front of Ozzy Osbourne. I can't remember where it was. I saw it on YouTube at one point, but yeah, those two are pretty cool.
Yeah, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar and all those stuff. Absolutely. Those are the guys that everybody subscribe. Definitely hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you, Timothy. But yeah, there's guys that I think are good now, but I don't know. Whatever. Okay. We're talking about rap. We're talking about rap and rock music. All of a sudden,
show is so versatile. It really is, and we still have 20 people in here. That's the amazing part. We can talk about anything.
It's hard. I mean, it's fun to talk. We already went through the ringer with all the things to talk about. So I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to talk about other things, but even though at the end of the day it is a Viking show, so
absolutely. But the fact that you guys still sit here and listen to us talk after the fun ride this show has been, we went through many bridges and valleys to get here. Now we're talking about music. You guys still stick around. We really do appreciate that.
Oh yeah, dude. T Swizzle's my favorite by far.
No, Frozen. That's
no
cool,
question.
man.
Taylor
Swift is my number one most overrated artist. I'm so tired of her music. Love songs are so bad.
I don't think she's I'm not into Taylor Swift's music. That's just not my kind of music, but I think she's obviously talented.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody deserves to be as famous as she
No.
Sarah, no, I don't. I just can't stand Drake. I'll always have issues with fake struggling. That is what Drake talked about. Started from stuff like that is fake.
Mateo, we don't agree on a lot, but we can both agree we don't like Taylor Swift.
Drake is male Taylor Swift.
And that's something.
I don't hate Drake in general, but I listen to his music and I swear every song sounds like the same thing to me. But hey, I could be wrong.
Arch Enemy is awesome, dude. Okay, what's her name? What's her name?
System of a Down is my rock goat, by the way. System of a Down,
dude. Arch Enemy, the lead singer of Arch Enemy, what's her name? Alyssa White Glutes. Oh my goodness!
I don't know if I've heard that actually.
She is an absolute.
Appreciate you, Barber.
She is an absolute stunner. The lead singer of Arch Enemy. Check her out sometime.
Arch Enemy,
absolute stunner.
I know
she is gorgeous.
What's the In This Moment? That's pretty. I like In This Moment. You know, In This Moment, right?
Maybe.
In This Moment, like blood.
Oh, I don't actually.
You don't know this, dude? Go listen.
If I heard the song,
or whore, like I can be your whore, dude. You gotta go check. You gotta go check In This Moment. That's crazy. I think they've got to be the most popular metal band out there for a woman lead singer. At least I thought they were at one point for sure. In This Moment, whore.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, you got to go check out a couple of their songs. I think you'll definitely like them.
Yeah. Is this? I'm guessing this is supposed to be the part System of a Down song, Sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, Sugar. That's a Madden song. That song reminds me of Madden. But no, I love System of a Down. They're the best. That's my goat in rock.
How it doesn't matter who you are, but Journey, Don't Stop Believing is all-time great song. I agree. Anytime that song comes on, everybody knows it. Everybody's singing along to it. It's
Journey rocks.
Journey is the rock.
Journey has fuck Nickelback. Fuck Nickelback, man. Nickelback.
So what is the story behind I look like Nickelback? Well, only from Too Evil. The funny thing is I don't think Nickelback is that bad.
Their music is so boring, dude. It's so boring.
Is that why? I don't really know. I mean, they have a couple solid songs, I thought, but they do have like this next
level. They sold a lot of fucking records.
Stop believing.
I know.
Anthem.
They sold a lot of fucking records.
You're kind of right. There. Sarah.
What is it? Is white people's anthem?
It's kind of
probably. I want to. Now that you say
Sweet Caroline.
Maybe Sweet Caroline too. I don't know.
Yeah, Sweet Caroline.
That's the white people song.
Yeah, definitely.
I've seen black people do videos about that, and then like, the white people, and then they get there and they're like, sweet.
Don't stop. So hold on the feeling.
Or what?
Fear Factor.
Closing time. I don't know. Every time I was at a bar, it's the song. Closing time.
As of right now, my top metal bands I listen to are probably gonna be Bring Me the Horizon. Of course, they're kind of mainstream. Beartooth, Lorna Shore, Falling in Reverse.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I knew Falling in Reverse, and who was the first one you said?
Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh yeah, Bring Me the Horizon.
Everybody, even if you're not a metal fan, you should know Bring Me the Horizon. They're everywhere. Nah, probably not. Actually,
so dirty. Listen to it as an adult.
Look
now.
At me. Does it look
what
like
song?
I know who?
So that.
Oh, sorry.
Better Be Live.
I'm just finding out who this Taylor Swift chick
I don't know.
is.
Fear Factor.
Creed.
Anthem would be Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. That's not mine. I'm not a country guy.
Go to Nashville on Broadway.
They're
And
not
guys how the band's making money.
Jamie, that's Leonard Skinner.
God, man,
I know. They're not
swear I'm
country, but they're
talking.
the southern rock.
I'm sorry,
Sorry,
Jamie
man.
just said something so ridiculous. I had to correct him. Go on. Sorry.
Go on, I want to hear what was
I did.
ridiculous.
All right, it wasn't
Jamie
country,
called
but
Leonard Skinner
I was.
country.
You didn't let me finish. I was about to say what is their genre called? I don't mind their music, but Sweet Home Alabama, that song in general is
They're rock. They're rock music.
That's
They're like
Southern
Southern
rock, blues rock, country rock. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah,
Go
exactly.
on.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
My God,
Well,
that's what I thought.
if you go to Nashville on the music places there, the bands are really good
I know that
usually, and they will people will tip people like to play like Rocky Top or
Some Creed.
Alabama's fight
Creed's the
song.
best,
I don't know,
obviously.
I swear I was talking.
Sorry, Dave.
So rude, so fucking rude.
My bad.
Well, you can pay them. You tip them to start playing your song. It could be any song, Sweet Home Alabama, whatever. Play this, they'll play that. Until someone gives them more money to play their other song. It just goes back like that for like an hour sometimes. You just pay them and they'll play your song. It's pretty cool.
Is that like touch
Nice.
tunes? Touch
What's
tunes.
that?
And then someone's gonna freaking hit you with like the super play, and it just kicks yours out of there and plays their song first. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I know. They on those little music things. Yeah, you can just like screw everybody else's song by paying it more.
This is an actual live band.
Mm.
Oh. In Nashville?
Mm. Still, you probably could have for enough money. Oh yeah, because this one was in Nashville.
Oh, by the way, Dylan, I cry every time I listen to "If It Means a Lot to You." Great song. I love it.
Still 20 people here talking about white people. Hey, what up, Lauren? Anything with
Hey,
hair?
that's my dad, by the way. So if anybody needs to know where I got my love of 80s metal or 80s rock music from,
Lauren, what do you think of Nickelback?
Country rap crap.
Did you raise your son not to like the greatest Canadian rock band ever?
come on.
No, I mean, we could go back.
What does your son have against Canadians? They're people too.
Which, by the way, as of today, I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago. As of today, my dad is officially retired. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Neither of my parents are working anymore.
What's the
different
plan?
I know
What's
the feeling.
plan?
What's the plan? No, I don't know what they're planning.
Are they just gonna chill?
Yeah, probably.
God, every time I see someone get retired, though, they always get bored. Every time,
Yeah.
and then they end up picking up. They pick up like a side job or something.
Nah. My dad will keep himself busy.
Yeah, your dad has like enough.
Does he got a
hobbies or
hot
whatever.
rod car he works on?
What's that?
Does he got a hot rod car he works on?
He has a bunch
Tinkers
of
with?
cars that he buys.
Oh
works
yeah,
on.
he is a car guy, isn't he?
The car guy. He loves to buy.
Oh yeah,
cars.
he's good, and he flips cars and stuff. So he's gonna
Probably
probably
shouldn't talk about that
continue
live. You don't want that to get out there. You never want to expose a good man's secrets.
doing that.
Sodak, punk fans. What bands we talking about here?
Like
Toss a couple out.
Clown
there, let us know.
Posse.
Like who?
Casey and Jamie are Bieber fans.
Like,
Nah,
what-
I'm not a
what-
huge Bieber guy. I'm
What's
not
it
a
called?
huge
The Clown
pop guy.
Posse, or what's it called?
The
Insane Clown Posse.
Insane
ICP?
Clown Posse.
They're what would you even consider? They're like rap, kind of rap.
I have no
rock
idea.
ish.
I was a Christian school teacher back in 98, 99, and I had two kids in the junior high
I'm not
that
a huge-
went to a Insane Clown Posse, and they had like Fago cola they throw out on the crowd or something like that. Fago, Fago.
Yep, that's Quick Trip brand or Quick Trip.
Yeah. Yep.
Where's that brand from?
ICP. That's
I don't know
Juggalo
that, yeah.
music. That is Juggle music. Not Blink
Juggalo?
182.
Oh, is that a thing? Is that
Punk rock.
another genre I don't know about?
I like
There's so many genres now. I don't even know anymore.
Lincoln. I like Lincoln Park, Breaking Benjamin.
No, you're tossing it. No, you're tossing it back to like late '90s, early 2000s rock music, which is
that's like punk. Those are punk.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the punk genre.
I like 90s country rock back in the day.
'90s country rock. Like what? Like what?
I don't know, like Tim McGraw.
Would you call them country rock?
Some of it
Yeah,
is.
sort of.
I don't know a lot of.
But like I feel like those like their late '90s, early 2000s punk scene was like so short lived. Like people still listen to it now, but it's not like as big as like other genres of music was. Like it's all really good, but I feel like it was underappreciated and short lived. Like that phase just seemed to have died.
If you're a punk rock fan, I might have a red flag. I don't know, but I'm sure there's pretty normal people that like punk rock, so I won't judge.
Pretty good.
There's some good punk rock.
You got a side to you. Let's just put it that way. You probably have the side to you.
Feel Good
Ink.
Ink.
Angry.
Feel Good Ink. Classic as it gets. That's what's funny. You call Feel Good Ink by the Gorillaz a classic.
The Gorillaz are weird, man.
Dude, I like the Gorillaz. See, I like that. 90s country was good, Dave.
When
I lived in
country,
South Dakota, so I mean that's what we had.
Nah,
80s rock, 90s country rock. That was my shit, I guess.
90s rap was obviously pretty good.
And yeah, I don't.
Ooh, we're bringing up some freaking Limp.
Oh yeah, I remember White Anthem for 90s kid.
No, that's not Limp Bizkit. Who is
dude,
that?
the White Anthem
in
for
two
White
pieces.
Kids. It was 100% cut out. That is like an 100% fact.
Papa Roach, sorry.
Yeah, Papa Roach.
I worked security at Violent Femmes concert in the 90s. That was fun.
Violent
Did
Femmes?
you see any
Who the
sick
hell
bands
is Violent Femmes?
No, I went to. So I like, but going to
these guys look punk rock to me.
Going to concerts, going
It was
to rock
popular.
concerts is the best.
It was pretty. Yeah, we had to carry some people out,
dude. Oh, dude,
because they're getting crushed.
Yeah.
Folk American
mosh
punk
pitting.
Mosh
pitting.
I mosh
by
pitted.
far the best experience while going to a concert.
I mosh pitted in a Mexican bar in Matamoros, Mexico. Top that.
Dude, that's pretty wild.
I inadvertently got thrown into the mosh pit at the Falling in Reverse concert I saw in December. Like, we moved up to the front of the crowd, and as soon as the first song kicked off, like right to the right of me, people were bumping, and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I was not prepared.
Dude, mosh pits they're chill. Like, anytime you're in a mosh pit, like, everybody's really cool. Like, you're just trying to lay each other out pretty much. And then as soon as someone falls, like, everybody stops, helps them up. And then there's like one or two people who are in there trying to be like a dick. And then everybody gangs up on them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's a cool experience. I love mosh pitting. Best experience when going to a concert. Is
this legit? Is he actually going to be going to Black Bear? Which is like, it's cool. But also like Vince Neil, as we saw, Dad, when we saw him in Hinckley, he doesn't have the pipes anymore, unfortunately. I forgot about Ice Nine Kills. So good. I love Ice Nine Kills. The Meet and Greet, their most recent song for the movie. What's that horror movie called? Silence of the Lambs. Amazing. I love me some Ice Nine Kills.
Team will play. Yeah. So yeah, we were. I forgot. This used to be a Vikings stream. And so far, with 23 votes, we got 61% of everybody keeping Justin Jefferson to 39% saying trade.
Cool. Now back to
the
music.
Casey's just like, let's just create a music podcast immediately after the show.
Dude, Dylan, I have a metal playlist on Spotify, literally is titled Metal with a exclamation point after it. I don't know. It might be public. I think one of my friends likes it. Go check it out, man. It's pretty legit.
I'd have to go with Christina Aguilera. Genie in the Bottle. That shit was fire, dude. Over any of Britney Spears stuff, for sure.
Spears was psycho. I mean, obviously.
Well, obviously. I think Aguilera, as far as female artists, I think my number one is Alicia Keys. I think Alicia Keys, that's my goat as far as...
York.
Oh, yeah, that's a great song. But no, I love Alicia Keys as far as female vocalists.
Was that Smoking Revolver movie she did?
Let's go, Casey. The GG Podcast Prince cover band. Let's go.
Prince still is the best.
You're gonna have to get me that
best halftime performance of the Super Bowl ever. I don't care.
Who was that?
Prince.
Oh, Prince. Yeah, absolutely.
Best halftime show ever.
Oh yeah.
Him and his phallic guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know it sucks.
That guitar looks like a penis.
Maybe I could go back, but I just felt like I missed the Prince thing. Like, I was too old. I was too young. Did you feel like that way, Casey?
You did. You missed it because when Purple Rain came out,
Yeah, like that was way before me. Like I get
Yeah.
it. Like I missed everybody who loves Prince so much. Like I see it obviously, especially being from Minnesota, but I never got to truly get it but like Michael Jackson too.
I think he's even more respect the music industry because he's the guy that did it before like Taylor Swift did it, like taking over her shit. He was the first guy to do that, and he told everybody else to do that. And he wrote a lot of songs that people sang. I don't know why he saved all the crappy ones most of the time for him, and he gave all the good ones away. But I remember when he tried to do back in 2009,
hey,
and it was awful for like the Vikings, and it was just awful. But I like Seven. There's a lot of
guy. Sorry, Dave. We have to hit this real quick. My guy, Young Smokey, VP 17, 1999. My guy, no trading JJ and Quezzy better move up or I'll riot.
Young Smokey, you were into the music portion of this live stream. Now you missed all the actual football stuff that matters.
Let's go. Gary's back in here too. Man, this would have been my favorite show. Sorry missing, but I'm listening, getting my ass kicked in Farkle. Hey Gary, you keep doing what you're doing over there, my guy. You keep doing what I'm doing over there, my guy. I'll fuck shit up. Let's go, Young Smokey.
Big Kirkle wakes up tripping like this.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
But put that on there.
Yeah. This show has gone all over the place, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I've been talking to Skol Mafia for about an hour now.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. Skol Mafia is my guy. That's what I said earlier. It's nothing but love here, bro. Love here and a couple.
I was like, what's up with that?
Different opinions. Yeah, Dr. Dre, obviously insane. Smokey, what music are you into?
I'll fuck shit up.
Yes, yeah. Smokey. I mean, I feel like I have an idea.
Well, by your name.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I feel like I have a good
But hey, you can't just decide what kind of music people like based on their names,
Exactly.
That'd be pretty disrespectful.
We all know Blondie was the original rapper. Yeah. Sabbath True, 50 Cent part.
Sarah and what?
Yeah. Oh, is that the Bruno Mars halftime show?
Or like the Dr. Dre halftime. Eminem and wait, was 50 Cent there? Yeah, I think it was Snoop Dogg.
I'm a big Nelly fan.
Eminem. Some Nelly.
I'm a big Nelly fan.
You were? I like some Nelly. I like Nelly.
I saw him in concert.
Did you?
Dude,
there's like a 2-year stretch where he was like on top. AC Hammer. That'd be crazy.
I saw MC Hammer in concert. In fact, I saw him.
There he goes. Young Smokey, Dr. Dre, Lil Wayne, Snoop, Proof, Marley, etc. 90s, 2000 hip hop and rap.
Yep. That tracks. Your name matches you, man.
Let's go. Thank you again, Young Smokey.
And love me some Prince.
Thank you again, my guy.
Absolutely, Young Smokey. We
Big
appreciate
Kirkle wakes up dripping like this.
But Jamie, going back to your question, no, I love Prince.
Who likes 50s music?
Huge fan of Prince.
What's that? 50s music.
I said
like fucking 50s rock and
roll.
You're
a huge fan of Prince?
Yes, absolutely.
So you kind of were able to see why?
I get why. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like all these guys. Dr. Dre, Lil Wayne, Snoop, Proof, Marley, etc. Yeah, Bob Marley. Yeah, 90s, 2000 hip hops and rap. That's the kind of stuff I like. And some of the new stuff I do like, but a lot of the rap has gone completely off the rails, in my opinion. Like I like the Kendricks and the J. Coles of this time, but as far as like, I can't get down with the Atlanta rappers these days. So I don't know.
I can't get down with talking about genitals every other line and whose genitals are in whose genitals the whole fucking song.
I can see that.
It's just I'm like, it's
Atmosphere.
gross.
Minnesota's own. I've seen Atmosphere before. Let's go.
Dylan, I feel like you're quite the connoisseur of music. Seems like you have a lot of musical taste. That's great. Like I've gotten to the point where I can listen to anything.
And Armstrong. There you go.
He's the.
Dude, I can appreciate old time music, man.
Oh yeah,
I can.
Dude, that dude's a legend. To be honest, like you gotta respect the legends that changed the game from early on, and he definitely did that.
Band music in World War II era is probably the only pre-50s music that I would ever care to listen to. Big band music in the
Young Smokey, my guy. You keep coming in hot like this.
Those bombs, man.
Every
We
single
appreciate
time,
that.
dude. We appreciate you big time, bro.
Migos are the reason rap sucks. They influence mumble rap hard. I had
is that the reason why?
2 of their songs.
Yeah, is that the reason why? I don't know. I don't like mumble rap. Yeah, I'm not big on the mumble rap stuff.
Man, people get in my Uber and play some of their music, and it's like, I can't understand a fucking thing they're saying. How can you? Oh yeah, you talk exactly the same way. I get it. It's like a language. Are you
kidding me with that catch, JJ?
I bet you Jair Alexander loves the mumble rap.
I think that guy definitely has it in his arsenal. Be very for sure on that.
I've heard what's it called? Drop 'em out. Is that the song by Wheeler Walker? I heard that song before.
Don't have any clue.
Yeah, bite off in that because that's Atlanta, right? Migos, they're Atlanta. It's definitely the Atlanta rap scene, I think, right?
One-eyed, one horn, flying pro people eater. That's a good song.
Let's go. Farm emo.
Like, there's so many different genres of music have gotten out of hand. It's kind of ridiculous. How long have we been talking about music for? It's got to be a good.
It's been a while.
I watched MC Hammer.
That's fair.
I
don't listen to country much either. I do sometimes though.
I watched MC Hammer do a mashup with "You Can't Touch This" with Psy Gangnam Style on New Year's Eve on New York City, waiting for the ball to drop. Fucking top that.
I don't think I can,
dude. I don't have really.
Before that, Carly Rae Jepsen, "Call Me Maybe," sang it.
that song was
like
fire.
My worst New Year's Eve ever.
That song was fire.
But watching MC Hammer and Psy go to town was pretty funny.
Dude, MC Hammer would be. I mean, he only has like one song, right? I have no idea.
Oh, dude.
I don't know any of his other songs. I don't know any of his other songs.
I watched, this was the concert. It was supposed to be, who was Left Eye? What was her name?
Let's go, Mateo. You dig deep, my guy.
What's the, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. What were they called?
TLC?
Yeah, TLC.
So TLC was supposed to open, but they declared bankruptcy to get out of their contract. So the only opening act was Boyz II Men, and then MC Hammer was on his second album. That was me at my freshman year of college.
Some Boyz II Men.
Yeah,
I know. I miss Boyz II Men. I missed the height of Boyz II Men. Like I was.
It wasn't very long, so
was it? Because everybody, I didn't even know who they were first.
But MC Hammer came out with a whole fucking production, man. He you had all these dancers out there, and every song was telling a story. You know,
at this rate, we're gonna be.
It was only like 10 songs long, but it was like a huge production. Dude, and boy, he had some Hammer pants on.
Dude, the best concert I've ever been to, the most production insane, was Tool. I went to a Tool concert, and the lights and everything there was crazy. They put on a hell of a show.
I went to a Kiss concert, and they had a giant fucking Sphinx open up its mouth and smoke coming out of it.
Holy shit!
A Hot in the Shade. I went to that concert.
I went to one. It was kind of cool because I went to a concert here. I keep forgetting what the band's name is. It's that not bluegrass, but it's kind of like, it reminds you of
Walker & Sons.
It's the one that people say it sounds like not Leonard Skinner, but
Guar.
Sawyer Brown.
No, yes. That would be a huge show.
Dude, Tool's my shit. I love Tool. What's it called? What's that? They're a really popular band. They sound like an old school rock. Except for they're like young kids. They're in their like their early 20s.
Greta Van Fleet?
Yeah, Greta Van Fleet. So I randomly just went to
what's their names? Wow, this is terrible. I'm gonna get crucified for drawing a blank on this one. They sound a lot like
I went to Jimmy Buffett.
I know I was in the same situation.
Oh my god, I
know that's what I was thinking, and I know it's one of the most famous bands of all time, and I'm brain farting it right now.
Led Zeppelin. No, not Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, it is Zeppelin. Yeah, Zeppelin. Yep, Zeppelin. And we randomly went. We just saw that they were playing. My buddy was like,
"You went to a Led Zeppelin concert?"
No, there's a new band called Greta Van Fleet, and they sound just like them. Well, and I think they do, but then they're like in their early 20s or whatever. We randomly went to one of their bands, and during their concert, they moved the stage to 4 different parts in the arena. So they started it like it was like a movable stage. So they started in one, and then they moved it to like the left side of the building so they played in like
that's
4
cool.
spots. Yeah, that was kind of a cool thing to see.
What about the drummer for Motley Crue on their farewell tour, playing in the big like rotating, like tipping upside down, playing the drums?
Motley Lue.
Motley Lue.
A group I like, Imagine Dragons. Yeah, what happened to them? I haven't heard much from them.
They did come.
Man, I saw them do I think it was the Grammys or the Oscars or something. Like they did a song, and it was like freaking amazing. Oh, I think it was the Grammys, but I haven't watched award shows ever since 2016. It just became intolerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Other than what's his name? What's that comedian at the Grammys? The British guy who like called everybody out for.
No, that's the Golden Globes.
Yeah, Golden Globes. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing. That was I watched replays of that. I definitely looked that up.
Dude, that was hilarious. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen at any of
guys.
Those.
I can't believe you guys picked me again. I can't believe you paid me to do this.
It's like I don't care.
His stand-up routine is
killer.
He's come out recently.
Metallica, nice. Yeah, Metallica is actually at US Bank Stadium. What US Bank Stadium is at? I think sometime this summer.
Oh, they are.
Well, I thought Metallica concert.
It's a 2-day show. Like Ice Nine Kill is going to be there and a couple other bands, but tickets are like $200 some for standing room.
Rock, metal, hell, I even like K-pop. I just don't like country or polka. Yeah, I'm not. See, the country in that area. I mean, I'm not huge.
I mean, I like some country, but it's more like pop.
I like Jelly Roll
and polka.
What does people think about Jelly Roll in here? I think Jelly Roll's the shit. I can I fuck with Jelly Roll for sure.
I saw Def Leppard in concert.
I would have come to polka.
Drummer has one arm.
Yep. Yeah, he does.
I seen Wiz Khalifa in concert on 420 last year. In Colorado at Red Rocks.
Wow, damn. I was
Red
born on
Rocks.
420.
I went to the height on that. You were born on 420?
I was born on 420 before 420 became 420.
Damn. My buddy's
also
dad.
Good Friday.
My buddy's dad was born 420-69.
Dude, I messed with. Oh, really, dude?
Yellow Wolf.
73.
I like Yellow
I do
Wolf.
like me some Yellow Wolf.
Yeah.
It's only a couple songs, but
I like Yellow Wolf.
Live. Nice.
Yellow Wolf and Jelly Roll, they're like the same genre, I guess.
Jelly Roll appeared in front of Congress and kicked some ass recently.
Oh yeah, he did about the fentanyl stuff.
Yeah,
dude, Jelly Roll's the shit. If anybody doesn't like Jelly Roll, you don't have to like his music, I guess, but man, that guy is just. Dude, did you see when he won the CMT awards or something like that, and he just like had like the most motivational thing I've ever heard someone say? And
when you overcome. Addiction, and then
he has a great story, and he's grateful. He's just grateful for the position he's in.
Like he's using his voice for good. Nah, I can appreciate that.
I like Yellow Wolf more than this stuff now. It's just when these Jelly Roll pulled it off as far as switching to country, but as far as these other rappers that are doing a little bit of country stuff, it kind of
shit. I didn't even know. I've only heard him talk. I've never. I don't even know what his songs are.
Oh, you should. I bet you like. So I would consider this is what Jelly Roll is, and I've talked to my father-in-law who he became a Jelly Roll fan, but he's a huge country fan. Does not like rap, and I was like, Jelly Roll's like the guy that you listen to if you don't like rap, you can listen to Jelly Roll and like his rap. But if you don't like country, you could listen to Jelly Roll's country and like his country. He's like an in-between thing for people who don't like rap or don't like country. That's how I would explain Jelly Roll to some people.
Sarah, I assume are you talking about the Luke Bryan version? Because I don't listen to country unless I'm drunk and sad. That's when everybody listens to country. That's the best time for it. That's what they make it for.
I'm fucking sad.
They make metal when you're angry. They make country when you're sad. They make rap when you're drunk.
Oh, dang. So I didn't know that. Yeah, Yellow Wolf. I mean, I liked his I did like his first little country-ish type thing. What was that album called? The With American You and stuff like that. I like him. I like Chris Webby, if anyone knows who Chris Webby is.
I don't.
As far as you do not. As far as white rappers go, anyways, I like those guys. I like Kid Cudi a lot. I know a lot of people probably disagree with that, but I'm a big Kid Cudi fan. Old Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 1 and 2, great albums by Kid Cudi, in my opinion.
Yeah, by the way, everybody go check out Skol TY. He's going live right after this. Right now, it sounds like talking about undrafted free agents. So make sure go check him out for sure.
Yeah, Mateo. Apparently he was in the booth with Wiz Khalifa. So I'm assuming that he's gonna drop a song with Wiz Khalifa eventually.
Because I think a while back he did a collab with Shinedown, or they played live together or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he comes out with some more stuff.
Okay.
Any Mac Miller, Jamie? I like Mac Miller. His older stuff, I wasn't into. His newer stuff got a little bit too slow for me, in my opinion. I like stuff that are just faster and more upbeat, I guess, overall. So like some of the rap, like his stuff, I don't know, it's too slow for me.
Don't make fun of me, but I like the Chainsmokers. They do have some good songs. They do have some good songs.
Oh, 9:30.
Or at least I like their collabs. Because like Chainsmokers are more of like producers, right? Like they don't actually sing. They use like collab with people who do the singing, and they just produce the music, right?
That's why you like Webby. That's funny because that's why you like Webby. I don't only like white rappers, but hey, there is some good ones, and I think Webby is lyrically pretty good. I think he doesn't get the respect. Plus, I'm in the East Coast right now, where he's from. But I like Mac Miller. I like Webby. I like some of the white rappers for sure. But Jamie, I'm a big Kid Cudi fan. His new album was cool, even with that weirdo Lil Yachty. Yeah, I listened to some of it. The only thing I like some of his new stuff, but it's just not Kid Cudi to me. And actually, in my one thing, I'm not huge on the auto-tune. So I'm not a big Travis Scott guy, really, or any of that stuff. I'm just not big on it. So these last couple of albums, he's been bringing more auto-tune, which I like better than when he went off and made his like random rock albums and stuff. But Man on the Moon 1 and 2 in my top albums of all time.
So we've now ended the music portion of the show.
I was just talking.
Let's go into the fashion. Let's talk about fashion.
Yeah. But I probably do got to get off here pretty quick. So if any other things we need to say before we close out the show here.
White guy. Keep
Justin Jefferson. keep listening to the music you love.
Yeah.
And we're in for a fun off season.
Let's go.
But don't talk about
you know who.
Yeah, just don't talk about the quarterback
at all.
Thanks,
hey, everybody, thanks for popping in. Little Smoke,
if
you're still in here, we do appreciate the donos as
100%.
well as people to hope and Gary. Thank you guys for dropping those for us. We really do appreciate that. Helps us out a lot here. Yeah, thank you guys for filling in or for hopping in, watching us, sticking with all the crazy content we had tonight. It was a lot of fun. And we'll see you guys next week. Or next week we'll be here. Then the week after that will be on Dave's channel. So make sure you keep checking us out Wednesdays. So thanks everybody for hopping in. See you next time.
Deuces.